Alright, yeehaw. So I'm going to basically show you how to do a very science-focused rush. So throughout this entire game, I should be either first or very close to first in science just to demonstrate um, the power behind this rush. And I want to really make an emphasis on why it's so important to keep your science high, which is something that I think I've noticed at least that when you've played with us before, you don't always keep a particularly heavy focus on, which is okay because you didn't know why. I'm going to show you why. I'm going to try and explain everything that I do as I go along here while also moving as quickly as I can so that I can keep things entertaining for you. But like I was just saying in the first episode, I'm going to absolutely start this game with a scout. For the first several turns, I want to be manually moving my units around for scouting, just because the auto-explore function on scouts and warriors is really just not all that particularly intelligent. You want to move on the hills as often as possible because hills give you extra sight, and extra sight is imperative for you being able to scout more efficiently. So absolutely move on to hills or into forests whenever possible. I am already seeing a unique luxury resource in Silk up here. It's going to be another coastal city by the looks of it, because I also have fish. Unique luxuries are considered any luxuries that you do not already have in your empire, and because this start only gave me cotton, it means that anything other than cotton is a unique luxury to me for the first several turns in this game. I'm going to go ahead and move my scout down this way and my warrior over here. I've already met Singapore, which is awesome. Singapore is a mercantile city-state. You will, especially as you are learning to play the game, mercantile city-states are going to be some of your best friends. Mercantile city-states are the ones that include this little, like, 3 dots connected by lines in the middle. And then also denoted right here where they say mercantile. A befriended mercantile city-state will provide extra happiness in your empire. And in addition to the extra happiness that you get just by being their friends, you also get jewelry, which is always a unique luxury resource, or mercantile city-states carry either jewelry or porcelain. They carry one or the other, but never both. And then they also will typically carry a traditional luxury, like gems or incense or cocoa or citrus. And they will give both of these to you if you make an alliance with them by, either spending gold or completing their quests, whatever have you. That plus this, plus the +3 happiness that they give you just for being friends, ends up being an 11 extra happiness for being their ally. So it's highly worth it and highly beneficial to make alliances with mercantile city-states as often as you can. I don't necessarily know that I want to go ahead and go for another scout here. I think what I want to do is go ahead and start putting a few turns into a worker while I'm working on the rest of pottery here. Because like I said, I'm on small continents. There's not really a huge need for me to build a second scout. On small continents, there's just not enough land to explore. I do want to start moving towards those ancient ruins just in case one of the AI is also on this continent with me, and I need to get to those before they do. Pottery is finished, which is awesome, and out of those ruins, I got sailing, which is great. Free technologies are always amazing. I just located another ruins over there. I'm going to start moving my warrior down towards it. Oops. Oh man, we met Germany already. That's a little early. That means we're close to Germany. Where is Germany? Germany's over there. Alright, I wanted to go ahead and use my warrior to get those ruins, but it looks like I'm going to have to do it with my scout, which is not a big deal. Oh, right, I did finish pottery, and since I finished pottery, I want to go ahead and get my shrine up as early as I can. Cool, I got free gold. That's awesome, actually. Love free gold. I'm gonna move around over this direction. I see more unique luxuries on this side, so it looks like I'm gonna have a couple of cities maybe along my northern coast over here. And since my capital is coastal, I want to settle as many coastal cities as I can, just simply for the purpose of keeping all of my cities accessible to the same resources. I'll explain a little bit more in detail on that, why I would want to do that later on. It looks like another potentially very good city settle over here. I've got more cotton and I've got gems up there. I don't necessarily want to be chasing the Germans around, but I do want to be finding their capital city, which is probably back here. Okay, so maybe the Germans aren't located up here. Sorry, quick coffee break. There's my scout on through. I'm making plus
He
6
who
gold
destroys a
right now too, which is wicked awesome. Ooh, we've got the
مرحبا أيها
Arabs.
العجمي.
And we finished writing on turn 15, which is great. That's about the time I want to be finishing that. It should always be a high priority, like I've said in the past, to get libraries up as quickly as you can. However, I have a lot of farmland in my immediate vicinity over here, so I'm going to go ahead and finish my worker before I work on a library, just so that I can work the rest of these tiles in the surrounding area. I want to go ahead and adopt tradition, like I was talking about in the first video, and I want to go ahead and get calendar, because calendar is going to be what gives me my luxury resource over here. Alright, my scout is taking a beating, so I'm going to give him survivalism, move him here, and tell him to fortify, and I'm going to move my warrior around over that way to continue scouting. Go onto the hill. I can see German borders over here now. I want oligarchy. Got that brute threatening my scout again, so I'm going to go ahead and just move him there and fortify him there. I want to go ahead and improve that wheat tile. And just in case somebody evil starts running around my base, I'm going to go ahead and buy a warrior. Since I got some free gold from one of the ruins, and I'm also making 4 gold a turn, which is awesome. This warrior can just kind of jump out and protect this worker in case a barbarian shows up to threaten him. And now that I have finished my worker, I'm definitely going to go ahead and get my library online. I'm going to tell the worker to alert. I use hotkeys for a lot of things now. A on your keyboard is alert. You can also just click the button that says alert if I'm ready for that. Got calendar online. Yeehaw. So now I think I want to go ahead and figure out where my horses are. So I'm going to go ahead and pick animal husbandry. And I'm going to go ahead and get some cotton online. America and cotton. What a combination. Oh, cool. And I just found a Pantheon relatively early here. I have 2 plantation resources in my capital and not a whole hell of a lot else. So it makes sense for me once again to go ahead and get oral tradition here, which is going to be +1 culture from my plantations. Unfortunately, that's not a Pantheon that gives me extra faith. When you're selecting a Pantheon, you typically will want to pick one that gives you, +1 faith, +2 faith, whatever have you. +2 faith from quarries, +2 faith from gems and pearls. All of those are really, really good ones. Unfortunately, the only luxuries that I have near me are this cotton here, the silk, which is also going to be a plantation, cotton, 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 and more cotton. All of those are going to give me plantations, so it makes the most sense possible to go ahead and take oral tradition here and then build as many shrines and temples as I can in my cities to hope for my best shot at getting a religion up. This warrior sees an ugly, so he's not actually in danger of showing anything, so I'm gonna leave the warrior put. I want to see if I can actually see the German capital, and unfortunately I cannot. Oh, cool. I have horses, like a lot of horses in my empire, and they are on the plains and not on the grassland, which is great. Plains horses give you more hammers than grassland horses do. I'm going to go ahead and attack with the city while my unit station, because remember I get a bonus for having a garrison. I get a bonus ranged attack for having a garrison, so I want to attack with the city first and then move my warrior out. And notice that he's already practically at no remaining health. I'm going to see if I can't use my scout to see the rest of the German capital over here. archery and mining would both be good techs for me to have right now. I think archery is actually going to be a little bit more useful to me since I've got a lot of flat land around me, which means I'm probably going to have a lot of barbarians coming at me from a lot of
Die
different directions.
Erzherzogin zu Österreich
It's not
heißt Eure
necessarily thrilling.
Eminenz
As you meet
willkommen
new
in...
AI, you can always pretty much
Bringen
go
wir
ahead
es
and
hinter...
accept an embassy with them. The Germans and the Austrians spawn really close to one another. Hopefully that means they'll keep each other busy. I want to go ahead and let Washington keep growing actually here, so I'm going to go ahead and build a farm on that tile. And I'm going to use the warrior to kill that barbarian. Okay, so the German capital is hidden from me, which is not lit. I'll just have to wait until he's ready to accept an embassy. Oh wow, there are a lot of AI up that way. Okay, so then what would actually be a good thing for me to do is to try and settle a blocking city or two over here, and I'll demonstrate what I mean by that in a second. I'm going to go ahead and promote my warrior from rough terrain and move him back into the city. And I'm going to just move that scout on top of that hill tile right there and hope that I can just kind of see if one of the AI starts to move a settler in my direction. I already saw one German settler, but it looked like he was...
After the Arab.
I'm going to go ahead and kill the warrior and get him ready for anything else. If I fortify my scout in a jungle and on a hill, while he has survivalism, which is another plus 25 defense, nobody is going to touch him. So I'm going to go ahead and put him on alert. While I'm going to go ahead and build my first settler, because I need as many luxuries as I can get my hands on since I don't have a second Lux in my capital.
Es wäre in eurem
Germany
Interesse,
wants a
dass
friendship
ihr
with me
dieses
early,
Angebot
very
sorgfältig
early.
prüft.
Sometimes early friendships with the AI are beneficial to you in single player mode, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and be friends with Germany. Germany is relatively far away from me, and I'm going to try as hard as I can not to forward settle him too aggressively. I really don't want to go any further than about right here, which should keep him happy enough with me, and then he and Arabia and Austria will just fight each other for the remaining land, because I seem to be kind of off on my own over here, which is nice. So that I don't keep getting this notification all the time, I'm just going to hit Fortify, rather than trying to hit Alert on him every turn, because he can see a barbarian camp from where he is right now, so he's going to keep waking up. Okay, a barbarian has appeared and is threatening my worker, so I'm going to go ahead and move my warrior over there to engage the barbarian. Explore some Austrian lands, and then I want to come over here and start improving. I'm actually going to go ahead and attack him.
Es wäre in...
Germans want an embassy. That's the rest of the German territory. Germans are stuck in a lot of jungle. Oh, okay. Natural wonder. Kill him with that. Move him there. Yeah, show me the iron. Hopefully there's iron. Great library has already gotten built. Warrior back into the capital so that I stop paying maintenance on him. Coffee break. Warrior. Kill that warrior. I guess there. Great, another barbarian has appeared. Once again, protect my worker. Tell him to finish the pasture. Dear God, he wants to destroy my shit. Fuck this man right here. He's gonna destroy that plantation, which is annoying. And we'll keep working. I need to go ahead and get another... Once I build this settler, I need to get another unit. I did discover iron. Ooh, iron is on the hill. Yay! Hill iron. Hill iron is awesome. Oh, he didn't destroy my plantation. How nice of him. We destroyed something that I can actually afford to lose, like a farm. Always nice when the barbarians are so thoughtful. I already have archery, so I just need to spawn an archer to help me deal with these barbarians. Now that I'm kind of done researching the majority of my ancient era texts, I want to go ahead and go for... Oh, actually, I want to go ahead and get trapping. Since I have horses, that means I can build a circus. Circuses are relatively low cost, free happiness, so definitely want to go for that. And once I get trapping, I'm going to get engineering. And then I'm going to go for philosophy into civil service, so that I can go ahead and finish out the rest of these important texts over here. I'm also not rushing some of the wonders that I might normally rush if I was playing a normal game, just so that I can kind of show you how I would be playing this on my own. I want an open terrain bonus now because it has occurred to me that I have a lot of open terrain around my capital, and it would have been a better idea to do that. Yep, I want plus growth in my capital. I'm okay on happiness right now. I already have 7. Alright, I'm actually gonna hold that settler here for a moment. I want to heal that warrior enough to be able to effectively escort him while I build an archer or 2 in my capital, so that I can go ahead and deal with this barbarian encampment over here. Because I need to do that sooner rather than later. Hold tight, buddy.
Even brute beasts.
Okay, that's good enough. I'm going to start... where do I want to settle this city? I think I actually do want to settle it on the river because it's going to give me the silk, it's going to give me the fish, it's going to give me the cotton, and it's going to give me some decent growth tiles. It's going to overlap a couple tiles with my capital, which is going to be annoying, but I can handle that. But I want to go ahead and start moving my settler and the warrior to guard him in that direction. And of course, once I settle that city, and I'll show you why in a second, once I settle that city over there, it will also destroy the barbarian encampment, which is nice. I'm going to go ahead and start shooting at that warrior unit. The settler first and follow him with the warrior. And because I'm really sick and tired of dealing with barbarians, I'm going to go ahead and spawn another archer. This so that my city gets extra strength, and I'm going to keep building along this way. So I actually want him to come over here and get that iron. Archer there. Go ahead and move my settler over here. Ooh, the German settler got captured.
Wisdom.
What a shame. Yep, I'm going to do the iron. I'm going to go ahead and move that unit over there. Fortify the warrior, and settling the city right here is also going to clear that encampment for me, which is doubly convenient. So I get a pretty good city over that direction. And now that I've kind of explored, and I think most of the ruins have already been discovered, I'm going to go ahead and just put that warrior on auto-explore, because I don't really care what he sees anymore. I just wanted to see something. Washington is now a size 5. And again, because I'm a little tight on luxury resources, and I see gems up here, and I see marble down here, I'm actually going to go ahead and try and forward settle the Germans. So I'm going to go ahead and spawn another settler. And because my Pantheon is not generating any extra faith for me, a shrine is going to be my first priority in New York, especially since it's going to be size 1 for the next 10 turns. I'm going to want to go ahead and get that shrine up before I get a library. Libraries only give me bonuses once I get to 2 citizens in a city. So it's best for me to just go ahead and build the shrine first. In brand new cities that I settle, I will usually go shrine and then library, so it's not actually uncommon or bad practice to do that. Definitely going to go ahead and improve that iron. all of the barbarians that are in our area, which is great. Now I can focus on that encampment that's down there. And I'm absolutely going to go do that. I'm going to send some units to go kill that encampment. Now she completed Stonehenge. Okay, there's a barbarian spearman over there. That's not the greatest thing in the world to see. Unfortunately, I have 2 archers. They'll be able to handle that. Back him up 1, back him up 1, and move him in. Oh cool, I got a spearman up there out of the ruins. Of course, as soon as I give up on finding any more ruins, I get more ruins. Meeting Ife. Yay, cool. I'm the first one to meet them, actually. That gives me a free 8 faith and 30 gold. That's always awesome. I do really want to go ahead and also get another worker up here soon. I also want another escort unit for this settler. So I'm going to go ahead and purchase a scout with the remaining gold that I have. And I'm going to go ahead and work on that cottonwood there. Okay, the spearman slammed into my archer, which is exactly what I expected him to do. Go ahead and work down this way. Oh, somebody lost a worker over here. And then I'm going to, I guess I want this marble. This is actually a pretty good city right here. Marble, stone, horses, cattle, and fish all in one city is actually going to be a pretty good settle. So I want to go ahead and move, actually, I'm sorry. I want to move the settler first, and I want to follow with the scout. And then it's time for me to start looking at economy balancing and other workers. So I'm going to go ahead and get another worker so that he can start working towards that silk that's over there. My city is, how soon is my city going to grow to that? 3 turns until border growth, and he's not even growing in the right place. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and buy that tile. As the Americans, I get a 50% discount on buying tiles, which is why it's really easy for me to do that. You'll notice that most of these are just highly inexpensive. That's just America's natural bonus as a civ working in their favor. Most other civilizations, these costs would be doubled. But I'm taking advantage of that while I have it. And if I run negative gold for a couple of turns, that's not the worst thing in the world, so I'm okay with it. I'm going to go ahead and give him an open terrain promotion. I'm going to go ahead and heal him. Actually, I want to heal him here. And I want to go ahead and start shooting the encampment with my archer. Like I've always said, settler first, escort unit second. Okay, I'm gonna shoot, and this should be able to kill, and it does. And that also gives me a free worker, which is great. It's probably a worker that got stolen from that city-state down there, since I can see that city-state. Ooh, that's another luxury resource that I didn't know was there. First scouting on my part. What's the fastest way to get over there? It wants me to go around that way. That seems counterintuitive. It feels like it'd be faster to go this way. Oh, it would be, but there's a unit there. Okay. And hopefully that unit will just move. Okay, so free warrior or free worker is always nice. I'm gonna go ahead and just send that worker straight towards that silk that's up there so he can improve that. I'm gonna put that archer back into New York, and I'm going to put this archer over here just to meet the city-state, which is Vilnius, which is probably who that worker got stolen from. Vilnius is not going to acquire that crab, which means it's going to be an open Lux. Unfortunately, there's not really a good city settle near that crab. There's a lot of desert and not a lot of food. And also not a lot of hammers, so that'd be a pretty crap city just to get one luxury resource. That's going to be one of those ones that I think I'll get to if I have time, and pretty much for no other reason. I actually want to go ahead and take this archer, and I think I want to follow my settler scout combo through the woods over here so that in case they run into any trouble with these barbarians, you know, the archer will help kill those.
Ich sehe, Ihr Bewohner.
No.
Es wäre in
You
eurem
don't have any extra
Interesse,
luxuries, so no. With the AI, especially early on, you only want to trade extra luxuries for other extra luxuries. I wouldn't recommend trying to do anything else. Yeah, now I'm going to go ahead and take that worker and put him back in the capital. I actually want to go ahead and use this worker to get the silk, and I'm going to use this one to repair the horses, just to maximize the efficiency of my movement. I'm going to go ahead and just fortify the warrior there, and yeah, like I said, I'm just going to try and follow my scout archer combo. Move my settler over to there, follow him with my scout.
es wäre in eurem Interesse, dass ihr
Unless you
dieses
have
Angebot
like a
sorgfältig
stupid amount of
prüft.
extra luxuries and you want to do really nice things for the AI, always refuse these and just say you're sorry this has caused a divide. It's not going to actually cost you that much of a diplomatic penalty. Obnoxious bit here, I have to kill that. I'm going to kill that warrior first. And I don't actually, I think he should be safe if I move him there. Yeah, he is. Okay, cool. Means, and I'm actually going to go ahead and bring this scout on down here too to help me get that settler into position where I want him. Actually wouldn't be the worst idea in the world to settle that city right there. I think I'd rather settle here, but if I settle in there, I get the observatory. Observatories are plus 50% science, but those are one of those things that, like I said, are pretty highly situational. I think what I'm actually going to do instead is try and settle this city here, and settle another one on that hill, which is going to give me those gems, and the cattle, and the rest of these luxuries over in this area, or the rest of the other resources that are in this area, and then I'm going to leave the rest of this alone, and I'm going to try and let Germany and the other civs battle out for the rest. So I'm actually going to go ahead and move that scout down there to help move other units around. Oh, I did get my other worker online, which is awesome, so I can go ahead and improve those. I'll go ahead and improve these, and I'll go ahead and move him onto that. And yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and just keep following my scout over that way. Like I said, time for economy stuff, so I want to get a cargo ship up. I'm going to send a cargo ship probably from Washington to Singapore to make me some money, and there's probably another cargo ship available that can go from Washington to Vilnius. Vilnius has jewelry and gold, which is great because this city up here, I believe, has jewelry and gems. It would have been really nice if this mercantile city-state had jewelry and this one had porcelain, because that would have been potentially 4 unique luxuries, but as it is, I'll take 3. Never complain about free luxuries. Okay, can I go ahead and move that settler in position? I can. Awesome. And I can guard him with the scout, which is great. Which means I can go ahead and move that scout away and not get him killed. Definitely want to improve that silk as soon as humanly possible. And definitely want to move that archer over this direction. Religions are already being founded. Cool, so I actually get to kill 2 barbarian encampments by settling cities on top of them. I'm going to settle another city here. Germany is definitely going to complain about how close I settled that city to them. And I want to go ahead and try and block them from moving that settler out, and risk Germany reclaiming it. I could actually take that for a worker of my own, which would be fantastic, which means I don't have to work about trying to get a worker from Washington over to Boston to improve that marble. I'll just be able to just flat out take that as a unit of my own. So I want to go ahead and start shooting at that. I also want to go ahead and start building a road between Washington and New York. I want to fortify that archer there. And I want to build a library in New York. I want to build a shrine in Boston, and I don't want them working that gold tile. I actually want them working this tile that gives me food and hammers. Notice that my shrine takes 14 turns if they're working that tile, and 27 if it's working that one. I literally cut the production time in half by saving myself 2 gold in exchange for the 1 hammer on that tile. So definitely a worthwhile trade there. And yep, like I said, I figured he wasn't going to be happy about that. I'm just going to have to tell him that I'm going to settle what lands I please, because I'm going to probably... Settling right there is probably also going to piss him off, but so be it. I want that thing dead. Free worker. I could return it to Germany and kind of make up for some of the diplomatic damage that I just did by telling him that I was going to settle wherever I want. But I actually need the worker more than I need to keep Germany happy with me. So I'm going to take it. Unfortunately, if you take an enemy settler, it does not stay a settler. It turns into a worker. But that is a-okay with me because it means I get a free worker to improve that marble, which means I get that marble and the happiness from that marble online as quickly as possible, which is awesome. This scout can go auto explore for all I really care. Maria Teresa wants me to stop claiming every bit of land that I've spotted, and I'm going to tell her the same thing. I will settle what lands I please. This is coming from the bitch who already forward settled on Germany right here, so I don't want to hear it from her, honestly. Go ahead and kill that brute. Go ahead and get that worker into position as quickly as I can. Set him up right there. Okay, the scout can go on auto explore, the archer can move into the capital, and the worker can start working on the marble. I'm going to send the cargo ship to whichever one of these. Always set this category right here on highest gold, which means I'm going to go ahead and send that to Singapore, which means my economy is fixed for the time being, which is awesome. And I want to go ahead and get some extra sight from this unit, so I'm going to move them up onto that hill. And that'll anything that I have sight on is a tile that a barbarian encampment cannot spawn on. So definitely a good thing to have there. I've got a worker available over here, and Washington really badly needs more food. So I'm just going to keep building farms in Washington for right now. And I'm going to go ahead and... do I want to seize the day here, or do I want to get another settler up? I think I actually want to go ahead and get another settler up. I want to go ahead and settle on those gems. This is a lot of settlers relatively early on for a tradition game. I just want to make sure you're aware that this is not a typical practice for me when I play tradition. But because I'm a little tight on land moving towards Germany, and I want to get to this spot before Germany does, I want to go ahead and aggressively push for a settler there. I'm going to tell the warrior to just alert right there. I finally have my silk online, yeehaw. I'm going to go ahead and put the camp on those bison, which is going to give me 2 food and 2 hammers once that's complete, which is also great. New York is growing again. And yeah, just keep building farms in your capital. And Boston got their marble online, which is amazing. That was really fast. I'm going to go ahead and build some quarries over here in Boston as well. The city connection was established, which is cool. God, my workers are moving fast on all this stuff. It's great. I guess we'll go ahead and get the iron online there, and we'll go ahead and take that settler. And yep, the game already knows it wants me to settle right there, and I also want to settle right there, which is cool. Gonna go ahead and move the quarry up there, and I'm gonna go ahead and try for hanging gardens here. I don't really see a reason not to. 18 turns is a little long. If I put it in production focus, that actually takes it down to 11 turns, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And I'm gonna take this worker and go ahead and improve that cotton. Iron. Work the plantation.
Instrumental.
Keep building farms in the capital. Keep exploring. Boston needs a library. Probably should have sent an escort unit with that settler. Keep going. Finish up tradition. That'll actually give me a better bonus towards hanging gardens too. That's awesome. Go ahead and put a pasture up there. Woo! Instant heal. And New York really needs some food here. Forest, grassland, river. I'm gonna chop that forest down and create a farm. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna chop that forest down and create a farm there as well. New York can go ahead and I want to go ahead and start exploring a little bit of the coastline around my area, so I'm gonna go ahead and have New York build a trireme. Keep exploring and keep building farms. Settle the city. Alright, cool. Oh, and I noticed another city down here. Actually, I noticed two more luxuries down here. I've noticed pearls and I've noticed whales down here. Oh, and this also appears to be an inland sea. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like inland seas. Inland seas are a pain. Oh well. It is what it is. So, these are two nice luxury resources. I might be able to squeeze a city in, I think, right here to get these pearls. It'll put me in range of... Actually, what I might do, I think I want to settle the city right there. If I settle the city right there, that'll give me the pearls. 1, 2 to give me the pearls. 1, 2, 3 to give me the whales. It'll keep me with those fish. It'll keep me with those fish. It'll also keep me with these sheep, and it'll keep me with that cotton. So yeah, actually, I want to go ahead and once I finish hanging gardens, I'm gonna go ahead and pop another city. That's gonna be a 5-city tradition, which is a lot, but it'll actually be pretty beneficial to me because this will give me 2 luxuries. It'll be the only city in my empire that gives me 2 luxuries, which will be nice. Start Philadelphia off with a shrine, just like I set every other city off. Build a farm there.
Es wäre in eurem Interesse,
Iron for
dass
cotton.
ihr...
No, thank you. I only trade my luxuries for other luxuries. Go ahead and build another farm right there for New York. Looks like I'm actually going to get hanging gardens, which is awesome. I need a worker to go. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and use this worker since he's the closest. I need those gems improved. My happiness is almost out. I'm going to go ahead and just put that trireme on auto explorer. And I'm going to build. What am I going to build? Oh, New York doesn't have a unit stationed in it. Okay, I'm going to build a composite bow. When you're playing tradition, you want all of your cities to have a unit garrison because it increases their city strength, 1, and 2, because remember, anything that's stationed inside of your city while you have tradition is basically a free unit, so why would you not take free units? Always take free units. Even though I'm out of happiness, I am still going to build more farms in Washington. The more farms I have, the better off I am. Once I build this pasture here on the cattle, I'm going to go ahead and build a road from Boston to Philly, and then a road from Philly to New York. That way all of my cities are connected to my capital. And like I said, I found, even though I'm unhappy, and this is a little bit of a push, I'm going to go ahead and get another settler down to this spot right here. I'm meeting a lot more city-states. Okay, there are city-states on this coast. Man, there are a lot of mercantile city-states in this board. Jesus Christ. Alright, Germany is really getting boxed in by myself and by the Arabs and by the Austrians. Germany's just getting shit on. I kind of feel bad for them, but they're my competition, so I don't feel that bad. Definitely want to finish those gems ASAP.
تعال دعنا نتاجر.
You have cocoa. I like cocoa. Will you trade me cocoa for cotton? Yay, cocoa for cotton. For cocoa bucks. I'm actually going to use this worker to start building that road to Philadelphia. Oh, lies. No, I'm not. I'm going to finish the farm that the other worker was working on. Maria Theresa. No! Y'all are declaring war on the wrong people. Ah, he settled Munich right there? Really? Really? Alright, fine. So I'm just going to buy some tiles in the area to make sure that I get all of the ones that I want. Because I'm selfish as fuck like that. Buy a few out of that city and I'll buy some out of this one too. He's going to be like, your habit of purchasing land in our vicinity has caused some alarm. I'm going to be like, yep. You going to do anything about it? So I'm gonna really cuck that city early. I'm just gonna make him mad, but I genuinely don't care. I wanted to cut some of this down for farmland for Boston, but oh well, is what it is. I'm gonna finish that farm in New York. Yep, our affairs are none of your business. I don't care. He's gonna hate me now. We have a declaration of friendship. Take the settler and move the settler down to here. I'm gonna go ahead and move that warrior down there too, just in case any barbarians are in the area. I think I've actually got enough farms built in Washington for right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and I guess build that pasture over there. No reason not to, really. Washington should get me... I have 2 available shipwright. Ooh, I need a circus. I'm low on happiness. That works. I'll also build a circus in Boston. Ooh, this guy's about to get booty fucked and I'm getting him out of there. So let's get him out of there.
Ich sehe, ihr bewundert meinen neuen Damast. Soll keiner sagen, ich sei eine ungerechte Frau. Treffen wir eine Abmachung.
Oh, he's denouncing me now. I don't care. You're a paltry little civ. I don't need your approval. Oh, he expanded again. Okay, Germany did finally get a couple of cities off, which means he might not get absolutely wrecked by everybody around him. Problem is that also means he has the capacity to spawn a decent number of units now, which means I probably need to focus on getting some units up. I want to build a road from Boston and Philadelphia, like I was talking about already. I want to alert the warrior there. Keep the settler moving in that direction. Once Washington's finished with that, I'm probably going to build another cargo ship to sail to Vilnius, and then I'll start building up an army just in case this boy Bismarck over here gets... What? Okay, can he not explore anything new? Okay, fine. You're going to die, bud. Sorry. Go ahead and build my road to Philadelphia. Washington, give me another cargo ship so that I can sail to Vilnius, and then... if I keep him busy with Maria Theresa, that means he's not going to be busy attacking me, and Maria Theresa is already at war with the Arabs, so it actually might be a good idea for me to agree to this. One, it'll keep Germany kind of on my side a little bit, and then 2, it'll keep Germany busy with Austria so that he doesn't decide to come after me. So I'm actually going to go ahead and just... Damn, but I'm getting a resource from Maria Theresa right now, aren't I? No, I'm getting that resource from Harun al-Rashid. Yeah, fuck it. That'll keep him busy with Austria and not with me, and I'm okay with that. Oh my god, he moved away? Fuck it, I'll fortify that scout there. I'll see if I can get him out. That also means that I've declared war on them, and then... of course. Jeez. Bummer. I'm gonna go ahead and build that foundation there. Hazabo in New York now. Let's go ahead and build a watermill in New York. Watermills are great because they can make food and hammers. That's a good building. Library time in Philly. I'm gonna go ahead and bring that scout scout in there and see if I can use him to help me clear that area out. And then, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and settle this city here. It's going to put me unhappy for a minute, but life goes on. I don't like that it put me unhappy, but it is what it is. I need work boats in this city. How much do work boats cost to purchase? 170? I can do that relatively soon here. So I'm going to go ahead and, because my first 4 cities are now done, I'm going to need a monument in this city to make it grow a little faster. Normally I would go shrine first and then library like I've been doing this whole game, but in this case I'm going to go monument and then shrine and then library in this city. Looks like I might be able to get that scout out alive, which would be really cool. Send that out of Vilnius. I'm now making 22 gold a turn, which is awesome. And I'm going to send this worker down here so that Atlanta can get some fucking food up in it. What else do I want to build here in Washington? Washington, I think, is still in production focus. It is. It's not in growth focus. Typically, you want your capital to grow. The capital's actually got a pretty good amount of food in it. Coliseum would be nice. What wonders do I have available since I have so many hammers? 17 hammers this early in the game is pretty good. Oracle gives me a scientist point and a free social policy. It's one of the best early game wonders. I'm going to go ahead and try and push for Oracle. And I'm going to build a stoneworks in Boston for sure, because I have marble and stone in that city. So if I can get a stoneworks built in there, that would be awesome.
Batter is bread.
Okay, cool. So I actually am going to be able to get these scouts out of here, which is great. Barbarians just decided to be really, really unintelligent, which is fine by me. I like unintelligent barbarians. I'm gonna actually have him finish that road, and I'm gonna have you. Yeah, he's finished that road this turn. Cargo ship back to Singapore, and keep running. We're gonna get out. Hooray. Yep, the archers are trying to move back into position, but it's too late, boys. I made my escape. I made my escapade. Hey, I got a profit. Did I get last religion? No, I actually didn't. Cool. Found a religion. Run, run, run. As fast as you can. Can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. Found a religion. What can I make the Americans that would be horribly ironic? How about Jews? We'll make the Americans Jews. Again, the more things out of your religion that generate faith for you, the better off you are. I have a pretty wide empire. 5 cities is pretty big. So anything that I can kind of use that number of cities to stack on itself would be great. Church property is +2 gold for every city following the religion. That's a pretty good one. Tithe is +1 gold for every 4 followers. That's not always amazing. If you'll notice, I have 10 citizens in Washington and only 8 of them are currently following my pantheon. Tithe is good if you know you're going to have a lot of really big cities, or even just a couple of really big cities. But if you're planning on spreading your religion wide rather than tall, church property works a little better. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and go church property here, and then for my follower belief, I want to see... Boy, okay, pagodas and mosques have both already been taken, and so have cathedrals. That's a bummer. So I really do need something to help me generate faith, but I also need something that's going to be beneficial to my empire. So, I'm feeling like temples providing happiness would be a good move. because temples would then give me temples already give you 2 faith. That's what a temple gives you on its own. So that would be 2 faith and 2 happiness. That would be pretty good. Amphitheaters provide me with. Let's see. Hopefully I'll have a couple of world wonders, but that one is really only good if you're really, really wonder whoring. I think I'm actually going to go with Temple Happiness as my other one. It's not my favorite. This isn't my favorite religion. I've definitely made better religions than this before. Okay, cool. So we rescued the scouts, which is great. More units that I don't have to rebuild. Go ahead and improve that pasture there. And it's time to adopt another policy. Exploration would have been nice, but I'm 2 turns away from that. Patronage is always a pretty good one. If you're just kind of out of other policies to adopt, patronage is just, it causes city-state influence to degrade at 25% less speed. And now that I am done settling cities, I can actually promise him that and have it mean something, which means that once 30 or 40 turns go by where I haven't settled a city on top of his ass, he'll actually be happy with me. Go ahead and move the scouts back home. Atlanta can build a shrine. I'm at 0 happiness actually, so I'm going to go ahead and buy those and buy the wood boat where I need to work them. This guy is now done with his tasks. Let's see. I guess building a farm right here in Philly wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah. Civil service. Which means it is now absolutely time to go for education. Oh, actually, no. I have a lot of ocean resources. I need lighthouses from optics first. And then I'll go for education. You can click one and then shift click the next one that you want. So I clicked optics and then I shift click education. What do I want here? Actually, if I can get Mausoleum of Holocarnossus in Boston, that would be cool, because I have stone and marble, and Mausoleum gives you +2 gold for each stone and marble worked by the city, plus 100 gold for every time a great person is expended anywhere in my empire. So I'm actually going to go ahead and try and build Mausoleum in Boston. This is going to be a late build. A human player would have absolutely built Mausoleum before now. This is only available to me because I am playing against AI. If I were playing against human players, this would probably not be available to me as a possibility right now. But it is, so I'm gonna leave it. New York really needs a lot more food too, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut down that jungle and build a farm on that jungle since it's next to
Es wäre in eurem Interesse, dass ihr dieses
Germany seems
Angebot
like they're already kind of
sorgfältig...
done being mad at me, which is nice. It seems like declaring war on the Austrians was helpful. Golden Age is done. Yeehaw. Let me go ahead and there's a little island colony up here. There's some ruins on that island colony, actually. I'm going to go ahead and move that scout up there. And I'm just going to tell this guy to, yeah, stay right there. I'll shoot Maria Theresa's trireme. Philly. I've actually seen the majority of this coastline in my area, so I'm going to go ahead and just start building... I'm going to go ahead and start building my culture buildings. It's always a good idea to keep these up to date as much as you can because it allows you to adopt social policies faster. Plus they give you slots to put great works in. I don't need any... Philadelphia is growing relatively well already, but it's not growing super fast, so I'm going to be okay with going ahead. Actually, Philly could be growing faster. 9 turns until growth and it's only pop 5. Yeah, I'm going to go and build a granary there. Granary gives me +2 food in that city, so it'll grow a little faster. That's definitely a good thing. I did complete Oracle. Yeet. I could take another policy in patronage here, especially since I've got a lot of really powerful city-states near me. I could also go exploration. Exploration is a really good policy because it gives me +3 production in all of my coastal cities and +1 happiness for each harbor, seaport, and lighthouse. I have 5 coastal cities. That means I'm going to have 5 harbors, 5 seaports, and 5 lighthouses by the time I'm done building all of those things in all my cities. That's going to be... Good lord. I can do math. That's going to be an extra 15 happiness by the time that's all said and done. So that's a really good policy to start working towards. But patronage would also be pretty good. I think I'll be okay without patronage policies for right now. I'm going to go ahead and adopt exploration. And I'm going to go ahead and build... you don't want to leave your guilds and your national epic behind for too long. I typically try to have them built before turn 125 if I can. It's not the super high priority, but you don't want to be left behind in tourism. Oh boy, I could really start wonder whoring and push for Chichen Itza. I've got the hammers to do it. Bear in mind, if you start wonder whoring too much, you become a pretty easy target for everybody else on the game board, though. That's the biggest problem. I'm actually okay on happiness right now, so I'm going to stop wonder whoring like a little bitch, and I'm going to go ahead and start building other things in this city. Washington needs to go back to growing a little faster, so I'm going to set that city back in default focus. I'm going to go ahead and build a granary in New York as well. I'm going to tell that scout to alert right there. Tell this guy to build a farm. Tell that guy to stay on alert. And yeah, go ahead and build a farm right there. More farms, more farms, more farms. Amphitheater sounds good to me. More culture means faster border expansion and also means more policies. Oh, that's where I was getting some of my happiness from. I was friends with Vilnius. Vilnius wants a barbarian encampment destroyed. Vilnius wants that encampment destroyed. That's a little far away. That shouldn't be bothering you. Whatever. I'll work on it. I'm going to upgrade these units to composite bows, because it's always good to have your military at its highest possible tech. More farms, more farms, more farms. Ooh, she wants to give me a city as a part of her peace deal? Yes, please. Always accept the AI's cities. If you don't like them, you know, you can always just trade them with somebody else. I want to view the city. What does Salzburg have? Salzburg has pearls. Oh, Salzburg has pearls. Salzburg has a lot of fish. Oh, and pearls and marble. It's a nice little city, but it's not going to do me much of any good. That's the biggest problem. I'm going to annex this. I'll explain why in a second. The only other civs that I've met so far are these guys. Looks like Graz is actually going to follow the Germans. I'm going to just trade this city to the Arabians.
السلام عليكم.
And I'm going to
ماذا
let
كنت
them burn it
تقول؟
for me. He'll give me horses
تعال.
and open borders.
دعنا
That's
نتاجر.
fine. Whatever. I think he's going to... Oh, actually, he wants to keep that city. I can't blame him. It's a pretty nice little city. Just keep moving. Look out. Look out. Atlanta definitely needs a lighthouse. And I really want to go ahead and buy out for those whales as well. That way, as soon as I get the money next turn for another workboat, I can just send it over there.
Es wäre in eurem
That's
Interesse.
a shitty deal. No thanks. Oh, I didn't get the money. Somehow. Okay. stopped working a gold tile or some shit. I'm gonna go ahead and build a couple of units to go deal with that barbarian encampment that Vilnius wants me to destroy. It didn't look like there was much over there, so I'm just gonna build some relatively low-tech units to go deal with that. Okay, good timing for me to be buying this workboat, because that's going to give me the whales online, which is going to give me some happiness. More farms, more farms, more farms. Scout on Auto-Explorer.
Ich sehe, ihr bewundert meinen 9. Mast. Soll keiner sagen, ich sei eine ungerechte Frau.
Wow, I've got mausoleum. Cool. Look at these tiles now. 2 food, 3 hammers, and 3 gold. 2 food, 2 hammers, and 5 gold. Yeet. Those are some great tiles. Love that. Get my workboat onto the whales. What do I want New York to have? I kind of want New York to have more farmland. He's already working on farmland for New York. I guess we'll work on more farmland for you over there. I'll send a composite bow to that beach. Oh yeah, I'll build a temple in Washington. Build a temple in Boston. Those temples are going to help me get my religion online faster. And I have 8 turns until universities. Notice that I should be, yep, I'm number 2 in literacy right now, that's fine. This early in the game, it's not a huge deal unless the person that's in first place is really far in front of you. As it is, I'm at 27, the leader's at 28, I'm fine with that. I'm number 1 in population, number 1 in crop yield, number 1 in manufactured goods, number 1 in GNP, and number 1 in land. And I'm number 2 in soldiers. So, yeah, my empire is kicking royal booty right now.
تعال دعنا نتاجر.
Oh, you stopped trading your cocoa to me. Do you have more gold? You kinda do. Let's see if I can get you to give me 6 gold and 1 iron for that. Okay. I'm good with that trade. That's okay with me. Instead of your city, instead of Damascus up there. Okay. That's not the best. Your best city would have been there, bro. Not there. Or even there. Still. Oh well. He's an AI. AIs don't settle cities intelligently at all. Lighthouse in New York? New York only has the 1 fish. Maybe not a lighthouse in New York. Maybe how many turns to education? 5 turns to education? I'm gonna wait too long after education's finished to start building shit. Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and build a temple. That's fine. And I'm gonna go ahead and actually do something in Philadelphia for right now. So I'm gonna move that horseman over to this beach as well. That chariot archer that just got built is also gonna be here. Those units should be more than enough to clear that encampment. So I've got temples popping up across my empire, which means my faith is going to be huge. Yep, we'll build that sheep up. I'm going to build a market in Washington while I'm waiting on education to finish. Markets are good.
조선의 궁궐에 당도한 것을 환영하오 낯선이여. 나는 나의 훌륭한 백성들을 굽어 살피는 깨우친 임금 세종이여.
You want to trade separately for luxuries because the AI will try and like renew trades with you. Oh, somebody converted me to Islam. No thanks. No. That's gonna stop as soon as I get my religion enhanced. That shit's gonna stop. Nope. Get back in the water. I'm gonna die. I guess we'll start building a couple of mines in Boston for right now. Don't have anything else to do really. Build more farms in Philadelphia. pasture.
동지여, 우리는 상의해야 할 것이 많고 서로에게 얻을 수 있는 것이 많소.
That's fine. That'll allow me to sail into his territory a little bit, which would be great. Wait, is he at war with the city-state? Oh no, just sailing around it. I'll go back to building some more farms in Washington. This is Barbarian Island over here for sure. I'm getting shot by something. I'm getting shot by that archery. Sheet. Definitely make big emphasis on universities. Library in Atlanta. We're finished with education tech. I want to go ahead and get Compass so that I can get Harbors and Galleus. And then once I do that, I want to get Scientific Theory as quickly as I can. Killed my fucking mercenary. That cuck. I want those ruins. Universities, 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 baby. He didn't get Grotz. Interesting. I'm gonna kill these units as quickly as I can. I'm gonna go ahead and chop that jungle and turn that into a farm. Universities, 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 and I'm short on happiness, so I'm absolutely going to adopt that happiness policy. And cool, I get those runes. I'm going to sacrifice the scout to get those runes, but that's okay. More farms, more farms, more farms. I think I'm okay to go ahead and start building the road between Atlanta and Washington now, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. My scout died. Ooh, a free great profit would be nice. When is my next one scheduled to come out? Relatively far away. Chichen Itza would also be nice. I'm going to push for Chichen Itza. That's pretty likely that might get taken from me, but I'm going to see if I can get it. Because fuck it, why not? Shoot and kill that. That encampment's an open terrain, so I'll give you an open terrain. Ha! I didn't buy any land near you. Fuck are you getting on about? Get over it, you piece of shit. I didn't buy any more land near you. What the hell is your problem? Clear that encampment. Vilnius is now my ally, and just so that I can go ahead and lock them down as my ally, I'm gonna go ahead and give them 500 of my 600 gold right now too, because as it is, they're only my ally by 3 points over 60, and I want them to be a little better than that. So now they're at 113 over 60, which means I get the happiness from them for a really long time, which is awesome. I'm gonna fortify and heal that chariot. I'll go to the university in Atlanta. I'm going to give this guy a rough terrain bonus. Fortify him as well. What is Germany going on about? Like, honestly, I didn't buy any tiles that were anywhere near Germany. That's such a bold-faced lie. This dude's trying to start a war. That's fine. I have a better military than he does, I think. German Empire is around the same strength as ours. Okay, well, no. Cargo ship to Vilnius, absolutely. jump into the highest Sophia.
武勇の誉れ高き貴殿にご挨拶を申し上げたく、
Cool.
さらに公正かつ公平なる連携を心よりお願い。
Give me luxuries. Send these units around over here to keep weeding out the remainder of the barbarians in the area. More farms in Washington. Time to start building all of my exploration buildings so I can get the evidence from them. Yeah, the Arabs are spreading their religion a little bit faster than I've been able to spread mine. It's okay, I mean, I'm generating 13 faith a turn. I will get a great profit up in Washington, and then I'll be able to spam missionaries in his direction. I'm not that worried about it. Oh, he could plunder a trade route. Uh-oh. Get away from my boats. Where'd you come from? This is why galleys are important to have, and I don't have any.
Blah.
Not good. Please don't pillage my trade route. Please don't pillage my trade route. You didn't pillage my trade route. Hurrah. Okay, good. Wait, why would I want a road there? He wants me to build a road this way. For what? Oh, no you're not. No, 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 no. No, we're not doing that. This thing is trying to build a road from Atlanta to Boston rather than from Atlanta to Washington so that it'll be connected, but it's going to take me ages to get units over this direction. Fuck that. I'm going to reassign that work manually since he wants to be stupid. Absolutely want an academy. Oh, cool. He sailed right into my door. That's awesome. Means I should be able to kill him a little more easily at least. Can I get this guy? Not quite. Can't quite get that guy down there. Oh well. Yep. Lighthouse. I think I might be about to lose a trade route.
Whoso pulleth out the
Yeah, he pulled
sword.
my trade route. Not a big deal. Put an academy down in the desert. Absolutely. Okay, there are a lot of barbarian units coming from somewhere. I need to figure out where that is. Move that road. Little mine there. Just trying to fish out any remaining barbarians that might be down here on this old peninsula. The harbor. There's my profit in Washington. Oh, where are the barrier reefs? Barrier reefs are out in the middle of nowhere, as per usual. Go figure. Barrier reefs never spawn in a useful location, I swear. Okay, let me start putting these guys back home. Little mine over there. And you, how about, instead of trying to go to Boston, you go to there. Why does it look like you're still trying to do the wrong thing? Stop. Okay, cool. I can enhance my religion. I actually do have a couple of world wonders built by now, so this actually would be a pretty good one, but shrines that give me happiness would be really, really nice to have. So I think I am going to go ahead and take shrine happiness. And then I'm going to go ahead and go with Holy Order here too, because Holy Order would give me missionaries that cost a lot less faith, so I'm going to do that. And I'm going to come up here and tell them to purchase missionaries every time I have enough faith to do so. So do that. That's grassland, but that's good, that's better food. I'm meeting a lot of city-states that nobody else has seen yet, that's cool. Germany seems to be trying to start a war with me, so I'm going to go ahead and be just bringing these units on home, just in case Germany gets any dumb ideas. We definitely need a navy up in Washington now, because it seems like I'm just getting destroyed by barbarians. I've lost one trade route to barbs, which is not my thing. I don't like that. I'm just gonna build this road myself until I can get a better road there. Put this guy back in the city. Build a harbor. Look. It's time for me to get a navy online. No, I am not building a road that direction. That's a stupid direction to build a road. I'm definitely not going to do that. Put him on alert. Put me a harbor. Oh, yeah, build an aqueduct. Absolutely. Shit, I forgot to do that earlier. I should have done an aqueduct way earlier in Atlanta. Oops. Oh, I don't have any extra luxuries to trade Assyria. Bummer. It's okay, I'm alright on happiness now. I shouldn't need it. And I'm just gonna keep building roads myself. And I'm gonna send a galleass down. Ah ha ha, there's land down this way. I guarantee you there's a fucking barbarian encampment over there. Oh, shit. Boston's not growing very quickly. Oh, not walls. I meant greenery. Boston's good greenery. The game recognizes that I kept my expansion promise. Why doesn't anybody else? Oh my god, Islam is so powerful. It's spreading everywhere. I need to get my missionaries up quick, bro. This is gonna be a problem. There. Where's the encampment? Ooh, 30? Hammers? Okay. When did that change? No, I'm not. I'm number 1. That was a lie. Sometimes I don't know what to believe in this game. Oh, the encampment might be over here. Oh, it wasn't on that tile yet. Do now. Yeah, definitely time to start building some culture buildings in these cities. Amphitheater should absolutely be here. I'm gonna use this road to head that road. Where is the camp, bruh? Got to be a camp over there somewhere. Maybe there's one up this way that I'm just not aware of.
The press.
Okay. There's something over there. Oh, it wants me to connect up to there? Why not just go directly to Washington? I want to go directly to Washington. Yeah. Sure. I guess there might also possibly be an encampment back this way behind Singapore.
Mahera Ebishaketsip.
Ooh. Luxury trades. Always a good thing.
Do not wait to
Not seeing any encampments. Is it down there? I want my national college up. I've waited way too long to build my national college. I should build that in Washington next turn. I'm going to build an amphitheater in that city for right now. And I'm going to build an amphitheater in that city too.
when pieces.
Set you coastal encampments at least. I'm gonna build my guilds in Boston.
동지여,
Yes.
우리는
Ooh, crossbows. Yay, I like crossbows. I'll upgrade all of my comp bows to crossbows. Missionaries, hooray. Okay. I'll get to start converting my cities over to my religion next turn. National College in Washington. Amphitheater in Philly. City. I'm actually going to build a farm on that hill tile. And build another farm right there. Okay, so there don't appear to be any encampments over there, which means I really just need to protect the ones I have that are over here. That's fine. I don't know where those two barbarian boats came from. Oh yay, finally time to start converting my cities over to my religion. This is gonna take a minute, but that's
동지여,
okay.
우리는 상의해야 할 것이
More
많고
money from me for open borders?
Measure.
I guess I'll go ahead and explore the looks of the peninsula. Start increasing my religious pressure. An 11-turn Notre Dame in my second city is not bad. I'm actually going to go ahead and take advantage of that. Another great scientist, Yeehaw. Grassland forest. Unfortunately, I'm starting to run out of hammers in Washington. I need to probably convert some of these into mines. I need fertilizer in Washington is actually what I need. I need fertilizer pretty badly. Time to start building cargo ships actually, I think, here. Now that I finally have a navy again. Or again, I suppose, in the first place. Oh, he's sending missionaries into my cities. Oh, that's why they've been converting so quickly. No.
Assalamu alaikum.
Oh, he hasn't used them to convert me yet, but he's going to. Okay. I see. No. I know I haven't had the religious pressure so far, but I will have it soon. And I do not want your religion, I want my religion. How many hills do I have? Can I afford to turn that? A hill here, a hill here, and a hill here. That's not that much production. It's actually not that much production. If I was going to be smart, I was going to turn that into a lumber mill, so I'm going to turn that into a lumber mill. This city needs more hammers. Move a cargo ship out of there, too. Now I can tell him to stop converting my cities. He's finally used a mission, so I can just tell him to stop doing that.
Assalamu alaikum.
I can't?
ماذا كنت؟
He converted me with a missionary. I want him to not do that anymore. Why can I not tell him to stop converting my cities?
Assalamu alaikum.
There should be an option there that says stop sending prophets and missionaries to my cities. For some reason, there's not. Tell that galleys to alert. Just stand right there under the mine. I don't want to declare war on him yet, so I'm not going to. I'm definitely keeping an eye on it. Is there a coastal encampment over here? No. Odd. Where are those boats coming from? Bruh. Where is my option to tell this man to
Assalamu
stop?
alaikum.
Thank you. Jesus Christ, that shouldn't have taken so long. Should have had that option immediately. Alright, regardless, I'm just gonna tell that galleys to alert right there. Trade overview, trade routes available. Philadelphia to Mecca. I can do that. That's my next best one, because Philly's actually about to finish one. Boston to Graz. Okay. I'm gonna take that one from New York and move it to Boston. And build. Build a cargo ship again.
동지여,
Friends with
우리는
Korea.
상
There's no risk in that. Austin to Graz is actually a pretty good trade. Look at that. The lighthouse in Washington for sure.
동지여,
Research
우리는-
agreements. I like research agreements. Those are good. Now I'm leading in pretty much all categories, which is exactly what I expected to be doing. Atlanta to Graz. Another quality trade route. Mine there. Mine there. Go to Mecca. Go to the White House. Go to the harbor. Stable and then a forge in Washington. That way I can get the hammers from the stable and from the forge. New York to Mecca. I have a pretty solid economy at the moment. But it won't hurt to amplify that. We'll start building some markets on my cities.
以下の件についてご賛同
Absolutely. I'm still allies with Vilnius, Bukar. I would like to be allies with somebody else that gives me more luxuries. Or actually, I'd like to find somebody that gives me culture. Kiev would give me culture. Unfortunately, Kiev also gives me Wales. Is there another cultural city-state that would give me, Bro, poor Zanzibar. They're just locked into the tundra over here. So many mercantile and religious city-states on this map. Jesus Christ. Okay, well. I have gems. So I don't need an alliance with Singapore. But one of these guys, they're allies with Arabia, but not by much. Y'all, you're allies with Austria, also not by much. You have porcelain? You have porcelain and silver. I want that city-state. Oh, I need to, oh, I forgot to be moving my spy. Dude, as soon as you move your spy, if you are near the top in literacy, you should always have your spy in your capital. If you're not in the top 2 or 3 in technology, you should have your spy in the capital of somebody who is number 1, 2, or 3. I totally forgot to do that. I don't know how long that spy's been sitting there. That's my fault. Ooh. I'm going to show you why getting Leaning Tower of Pisa is kind of wicked. Give me a second here. I'm actually only 5 turns out for Notre Dame, too. In a secondary city. That's great. Typically, you can only afford to do Notre Dame in your actual city. I want to create Great Works as much as possible, because my tourism was currently at 0. That's not good. Alright, finally got another missionary up, so it's going to be... It's going to take me several missionaries to do this, but I'm get it done. I'm a very determined son of a bitch. I will have a Jewish empire. All these Islamic people will have no shot. Banks. Wait, no. Workshop. Workshop using better hammers. I like workshops. Atlanta could use a granary because it's growing kind of slow right now. I realistically need more food in Atlanta, but I think they're working all their food tiles already really far right now. It's still not going very fast. I mean, I knew Atlanta wasn't going to be the world's biggest city, but I was hoping for better than a size 9. Oh well, it is what it is. Just keep improving tiles. Philadelphia, give me a workshop, that's fine. I don't really know what to do with this worker. Okay, I have 1,000 gold, which should bring me a free alliance with a city-state nearby. I want to find one. Ooh, Tyre might be a good one. Tyre has jewelry. I already have jewelry, but I don't have incense. Let me connect cocoa to my empire. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and make an alliance with Tyre. It's going to give me a buttload of happiness, which is great. I'm going to see if I can't...
Assalamu alaikum.
He does have cocoa, okay. So I'm going to see what he wants for cocoa. Most of the time, the AI want 9 gold a turn. I'm going to see... Yep, what does he want? 8 gold plus all of my iron horses. No. How about 9 gold straight up? Yep. The AI think that their luxuries are worth 9 gold, and they think yours are worth either 6 or 7. They're just selfish, honestly. Super selfish AI. Okay. Is this even one of my highest trade routes? Washington to Mecca? Yes, it is. Okay. I can do Washington to Mecca, that's fine. Oh wait, that's out of my city's workable range. Never mind. I'll put up a stable in here. That's fine. I have a couple of sheep that would do well from having a stable.
تعال دعنا نتاجر.
6 gold and an iron for cotton. I'll keep the 6 gold. Actually, can you do more? Oh, yeah, you can. You can give me 7 gold now. Thank you. At least I'll get something back for the luxury of trading this guy. Alright, wicked. I got Notre Dame built in one of my secondary cities, which is great. That means I didn't have to waste hammers on it in my capital, which means I now have 37 happiness, which means I can grow my cities with reckless abandon. It also means I could, if I wanted to, I could expand with reckless abandon. There are actually several luxury resources near me that I could pretty easily get to. Actually, I have the Great Barrier Reefs that are out here that might be fun, because I've got whales over there. I have fish. I have fish in the Barrier Reef. What? It's not supposed to spawn like that, because you can't move units into a Barrier Reef. Weird. Okay. But I have a city that I could settle here and get the crabs and the fish and the fish. That could possibly be worth something. I have a city over here with truffles in it, possibly. And I'm trying to see if I couldn't maybe squeeze another city in, like up here on this island up here, but it doesn't look like a good idea because there's just there's not much food up here. If I settled it right there, I could get all 4 fish and the wheat. maybe. I think rather than trying to settle too many new cities right now, though, I want to grow the majority of the cities that I already have. So I'm actually going to go ahead and move all of my cities into food focus. That's going to cause them to grow at an alarming rate, but since I have 37 happiness, I really don't care. And I'm just going to keep building relatively supplementary buildings in most of my cities right now. Yeah, I guess we'll be trading first in that desert, that's fine. I don't know, put a mine on that hill, whatever. Yeah, it wants me to build a trading post, but I'm not gonna. Culture buildings would be good, so I'm gonna keep building an opera house there. Germany's denouncing me again. Yeet. I don't care. Choose production in Atlanta. How about a temple? Oh yeah, definitely a temple. That'll give me faster missionaries. Yep, farm over there from New York, definitely. Oh, okay. I'm gonna take that Arabian missionary. I'm gonna keep that for myself. Oh, right, okay. So this is why, this is where finishing the Leaning Tower of Pisa can be just really destructive. You get to choose a free great person when you complete the Leaning Tower of Pisa, so I can quite literally finish the Tower of Pisa, select an engineer, come back into Washington, select another world wonder. The Sistine Chapel is plus 25% culture in all cities, which is awesome. And the Globe Theater is plus 2 culture and then some writing slots and a writer. The Sistine Chapel is a much better one to get, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to engineer the Sistine Chapel, and it's back to 1 turn, which is really cool. I can do a market in Boston, that's fine. I can do a stable in Philadelphia. Just like that, I finish my Sistine Chapel the same turn after I finish Leaning Tower of Pisa, so I get back-to-back world wonders. Leaning Tower of Pisa is awesome. Always build that if you have the ability to. I'm gonna go ahead and buy out this cotton that's over here too, because it'll give me a little extra food, and that grappling tile will also give me a little extra food. I'm gonna do that. I've got another missionary. Finally going to be able to start getting some of my other cities converted here. Go ahead. It's about damn time. I can delete this Arabian missionary that I just captured. And I can fortify him. Can move you over there and build a farm. Build that. Build that. Jeez, converting all of my cities over is actually going to be a pain. Oh well, here's what it is. I guess I'll go ahead and build the Grand Temple, actually. That'll help a lot with reconverting all of these cities. Build a forge in New York, that's fine. Yes, absolutely, maintain that field. Barbara was promoted. Barbara was my spy, which means somebody was trying to steal texts from Washington and Barbara stopped them. Go, Barbara. What a weird name for a spy. Barbara. It's so not threatening. Are you afraid of Barbara, the 65-year-old white woman? You should be. Having a navy inside this little bay wouldn't be a bad idea. Oh, it was the Japanese that stole from me. I usually forgive people unless it's somebody that I don't like. Oh, Cahokia is joining somebody. Oh, wow. Okay, so yeah, this is the Austrians' unique ability. If the Austrians are allies with a city-state for 5 turns, then the Austrians have the ability to, as long as they have enough gold, the Austrians can just marry. I'm sorry, they don't. So this doesn't require gold. The Austrians can just marry the city-state into their empire. Essentially, you know, it's a diplomatic marriage. So, you know, somebody from a Cahokian court will marry somebody from the Austrian court, and then Cahokia joins the Austrian Empire by marriage. So now Austria just absorbed Cahokia. They get to do that with no happiness penalties. They get to do that with no penalties of any kind, really. They just get to take Cahokia and all of its resources and all of its land, and they get free control over it without having to puppet it or build a courthouse in it or anything. It's kind of ridiculous. But that's what that little symbol means if you see that. Yeah, a handsome prince of Austria has been married off to a noble woman of Cahokia. So then Cahokia has become a permanent part of Austria. That's stupefying move apart. Like I said, I'm going to build a little bit of a navy in there. Japan wants to be friends. Why not? I don't see any reason not to be. Yep, absolutely maintain our luxury trade with Korea. Somebody lost their capital. Assyria conquered. Whose capital did Assyria take?
Halaka Damik.
Palenque. He took the Mayan capital.
Shoot that.
I actually don't even see the Mayans on the scoreboard no more, which means, yeah, that's it. We founded the World Congress this turn because he conquered the Mayans. Like, was that a joint war? Nope. Well, maybe it wasn't. They just burned all the other cities. I don't know. But yeah, the Mayans are done. So that's fun. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and propose the World's Fair. I have a bunch of cities and a lot of production, so I'm absolutely in a good position to win the World's Fair. I guess we'll go ahead and start building banks in all my cities. And definitely time to go ahead and go nationalism. We're only 6 turns out from scientific clearing. Cool. See a little bit more in this area. Exploring with the spearmen. I'll build a mine over there for New York. A stable in here for Boston. Good. I'm glad I have your gratitude. Thank you. I'm winning the smiley race by a long shot. Look at me go. All these cities and I'm still smiling. Just leave that galleus there. Good production over here. I'll just send that galleus out to explore, honestly. Yeah, build an opera house in there. That's fine. Yeah, go build a farm up there. That's fine. Build a mine over there for me. Build a national lake up in Washington. It's more than time for that. Oh, cool. So Korea and Japan made friends with each other. That's awesome. That means that I'm starting to form some alliances with the rest of the people around the world. Oh, hello, German units.
Also, raus
What you
damit.
doing there, buddy? I'm second in soldiers to the Assyrians, which means that the Germans have a smaller military than me. It looks like they're probably just flexing right now, because it'd be really a bad idea for them to try and attack me. I have units that are just way more powerful than theirs. I think just as a deterrent, I'm going to start building a couple of units of my own just to make sure he doesn't get any smart ideas about trying to attack me. I'm starting to run out of things to do with these workers, finally. I'm actually going to go ahead and delete that worker. It's going to take me relatively no effort to build another one when the time comes. Get out of my way, please, because I need that missionary to go convert Philadelphia. Jeez, 81 pressure from fucking Islam. That's insane. Grand Temple finished, so I'm finally getting more pressure in my city than I'm getting suffering pressure from this one. slow process trying to reconvert these cities. Huh. If that great profit comes from me, that's war, Austria. Don't fucking do that. Don't be stupid. Okay, cool. Time for those. Let's see. If I get gunpowder, that'll stop Germany in their tracks. How am I doing in terms of literacy? I'm number 1, but the world average is 40%, and I'm at 44. That's not a huge tech lead. I don't want to surrender that if I don't have to by deviating from my path to greatness. How do I want to do this? Because my next big tech is radio, followed pretty closely by plastics, but I need to fill out a couple of these over here too. And I really badly need fertilizer. So actually what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go fertilizer, which means I'm going to pick up gunpowder on my way there, and fertilizer is going to be able to give me a huge food boost in my entire empire. And from fertilizer, I'm going to go ahead and go straight for radio. Austrians are now trying to convert my cities. Cool. Actually, that's realistically what I need. I need a great prophet to just flat out convert some of these over. I'm trying to do it with missionaries and it's not working. Yeah, great prophet's only 330 faith. That's fine. Go tell Austria to stop converting my cities, please. In spite of my protests. Oh, really?
Wir lehnen ab.
I wouldn't recommend doing that again. How about I denounce you?
Fahrt fort.
Fort. Get your fucking profits out of my cities and I won't have to go to war with you. And you do not want me to go to war with you, I promise. Okay, land on my hill, farm on that tile. Cargo ships, where are my best routes? Atlanta to Berlin is one of my best routes, okay. Washington to Kyoto is one of my best routes too. Let's go Atlanta to Berlin then. Public schools up.
Job.
Public schools. Notice that all of my cities have just zoomed up in population since I've had them in food focus. That's literally the entire reason I had that tile. Putting a mine up on there for my boy New York. Public school in Washington. Public school in Atlanta. That means, yep, all 5 of my cities are going to have public schools, which is great. My city was converted.
Today,
oh, the Arabians converted me again. Boy, I told you to stop doing that. What are you doing?
Assalamu alaikum.
I said to stop sending your prophets in.
ماذا كنت
This is what
تقول؟
happens when you don't stop sending your prophets into my cities. I fucking denounce you. And I have more friends than you, so you should not want to do that. I could build a farm there, actually. But I'm not going to. I'm going to build mine. Mine's more useful to me. I'm kind of lacking in production in some of these cities. Although granted, a lot of them are in food focus mode.
Yes,
renew the deal. Oh yeah, I guess best trades. Philly to Mecca. Philly to Mecca. Get the cotton online. Galleys stay put. Actually, Galleys go over here in case the Germans try and do some shit to Boston.
동지여, 우리는 상의해야 할
Absolutely want to keep signing research agreements with anybody who's stupid enough to sign research agreements with me.
Wherever.
Number 1 in tech, they should not be signing research agreements with me. Boston to Graz is probably not one of my best routes anymore. It's not. Washington to Kyoto is one of my best routes now. So I'm going to go to Washington. I'll do a farm there. Build. Ooh, yeah, it's time for Minutemen. Minutemen are great. If you ever want to play as the Americans are one of my favorite civs to play, just because they get some kind of neat bonuses that I like to manipulate, like the land purchasing. But the Minutemen are wicked. It replaces the musketmen, but this unit can move through rough ground as though it were flat, and receives a bonus when fighting in rough terrain, and earns points towards a golden age when it defeats an enemy. This unit rocks. It earns you points towards golden ages. It receives defenses, extra defensive bonuses when it fights in rough terrain, and it moves across everything like it was a scout. So essentially, it's a musket with scout movement, which is just ridiculously overpowered and really, really great to have. Cargo ship to Kyoto. We got our great profit, finally, which means we're going to get some of our cities
Ich
reconverted
sehe,
over to our
ihr
religion.
bewundert meinen 9. Mast. Soll keiner sagen,
right, 'cause
ich
I
sei eine
denounced you. You're not
ungerechte
gonna-
Frau.
you're not gonna wanna do that.
Treffen wir eine...
Well, then, no, you're not
Es
gonna wanna do
wäre
that.
in eurem Interesse, dass ihr...
No. Okay, got that cotton online. Yeehaw. Where else do I want to go? Let's put that there. Alright, let's go finally convert Philly and Boston over to Judaism. Washington. We're 18 happiness, we're still okay. And yeah, just some Minutemen. Boost my military score a little bit.
تعال دعنا نتاجر.
If you're not willing to trade me for that cocoa, I'm not interested in talking to you. Okay, cool. Oh, we lost our alliance with Vilnius. That's why we're not as happy as we used to be. Oh, and I have 2,000 gold in the bank. Time to make some allies, especially before the Congress here. Let's see. Genoa wants gifts of gold. And I should stop them so that Austria doesn't marry their asses. Let's see. I guess I'll take a cultured city-state, because more culture means faster social policies for me. Dear God, that's a lot of culture. What are they giving me for this? I am receiving 26 culture per turn from Kiev. Oh my God! That's awesome. Go stack my borders with Minutemen. Scare the Germans away. Buy another Minuteman. The more Minutemen I have, the better. Let's convert Philly over, finally. I'm going to use this profit to convert Philly, and then Boston, and then Atlanta, and then that's going to be 1, 2, 3. I'll go ahead and convert Vilnius too. How much are profits per 530 now? Nope, we're going to go back to missionaries. I just needed that profit to finally put the dent into their... Harun al-Rashid is a threat to the stability of the world. Nope, I don't have any interest in that.
تعال دعنا نتاجر.
How about cotton for cocoa? Nope, then we're not talking. Opera House. That's fine. Maria Theresa went to war with Harun al-Rashid. Anyways, okay, cool. Now I have fertilizer. Washington is going to start to grow at a hilarious rate. All these food tiles that were in Washington, all of these plains were 2 food, 1 hammer. They're now all 3 food, 1 hammer. And all these grassland tiles down here that were just 3 food and now 4. So yeah, that's gonna be awesome. There's the Minuteman over there. Another Minuteman. We'll just put him on the road. That way he can move when he's ready to. Opera House is probably fine. Opera House is fine. Musicians Guild is probably a good idea. I'm building all these opera houses. I should definitely have a Musicians Guild built. There. Are you done exploring? You are. Okay, cool. Come on back then. Keep exploring. The Prophet converted Boston. Now it's time to go convert Atlanta. Let's get secularism online. And let's, oh, you want to ban cotton? No. I would rather not have cotton banned than pass the World's Fair. Set that musketman up right there. I should be, oh wow, I'm actually not #1 in soldiers while I've been building soldiers. The Germans have also been building soldiers. That's fine. I'm not scared. He's got long swords, which are weaker than Minutemen, and he's got crossbows, which are weaker than Minutemen, and he's got pikemen, which are way weaker than Minutemen. And I'm about to have a pretty good sized army of Minutemen, so I'm really not that concerned about him. I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade this warrior unit that's been around since the ancient era. Ooh, okay. Assyria has declared war on one of my friends. That's not okay with me, dude. I need you to not do that. Hopefully that'll get Korea to go ahead and denounce him too. Get that swordsman. World's Fair passed. Banning cotton was not passed. Yeehaw. Let's see. Taj Mahal would be cool, but World's Fair is going to be way better. Where did that come from? Alright, just go stack him on the border over there just to make sure that he stays in check. I like cultural heritage sites. I have a lot of world wonders. That would make a lot of extra culture for me. I'm going to go ahead and delete that Triary now since he can't go exploring any further than what he's already done. The army's so weak. Oh, nope, I don't care, dude. Alright, I don't really care.
Deutschland ist
I don't like you, so
zerstört
I'm going
worden.
to not forgive you for spying on me. I'm straight up going to just be a dick. Oh, wow, somebody stole from Washington. I have a special agent in that city. That's crazy. I would like to use one of my spies since I can't. I guarantee you I've probably surpassed most of the world in tech by now, so stealing from an enemy is probably pointless. I really want to go ahead and try and put one of my spies in a city-state, either to ensure that I keep that city-state, like Genoa would be a good city-state for me to keep. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead, yeah, I'm going to put that spy in Genoa. Why is Genoa a good city-state for me to keep? Because Genoa gives me silver, which is a unique luxury to my empire, and porcelain, which is a unique luxury to my empire. So I definitely want to maintain my alliance with them, and having a spy in there just rigs their elections constantly so that they always stay my ally. We'll go get that iron with that worker, and how converted are you? Not very. Send that missionary over there. Just keep exploring, dude. And let's see. We have that many tiles left to work in this empire? Not really. I guess it probably is time for me to go ahead and get another settler or two up. Share your convictions that Austria causes problems. Sweet. I'm glad you do. Try not to get eliminated by the Assyrians. That's another Minuteman. I'm gonna try and just get those fucking ruins over there. I don't even know what I'm doing. scare the Germans into backing down from this war. It looks like they're trying to come after me. Germany denounced Assyria. That's a step in the right direction. Japan also denounced Arabia. Cool. There's still going to be a lot of pressure on these cities coming from the Arabs. Dude. I don't know if I want to chance it. I don't want that city converting back. God, I'm trading so much with him. All right, I'm gonna try and hope for the best that he's not gonna be a dumbass, but I'm not hoping too much. Go ahead and build another settler out of Washington. 7 gold. Cool. You go there, and you build a road to there, because I'm gonna set the city there. Won't hurt. Philly should probably build the oh, Manchukuo would be great. Bismarck declared war on Maria Theresa. Okay, he's not converting Boston, at least yet. See if I can't put him right there and feel him. Try and convert Singapore. Let's build a mine there for Boston. Workshop for there. Let's build a mine there. The future city that comes over
동지여.
here. Yes, absolutely. My city converted. Alright. That's it. I told you to stop doing that.
السلام عليكم. أحمق.
I told you to stop doing that. You didn't want to stop doing that. That was your problem. Put a city right there. Fortify that guy. Where's that other Arabian? There he is. Bye. I told you to keep your fucking profits out of my town. You didn't want to keep your profits out. That's a you problem now. Build a World's Fair in Washington. Hopefully my war against Arabia won't cause Japan and Korea to not be friends with me anymore. I have a special agent in Washington. How am I still getting tech stolen? That is ridiculous. Damn it, now I have to go reconvert Philadelphia. Stupid alert. Oh, he beat me to Manchukuo. Just finish the World's Fair first. Gotta teach him a lesson. I don't care. I don't like you. Oh, she went to war with me trying to get Salzburg back. Makes sense, actually. I can relate. Let's go out here. Bring this over. Set this. There's really not going to be much in this city other than those crabs, so I'm not that fussed about the building order here. I should build a trading post and then buy that tile. Buy this city, buy this city a lighthouse. Food focus. should grow pretty quick. I'm gonna need to build more trade routes back up since I declared war on Arabia. That's right. I lost several trade routes with Arabia. Okay, so yeah, obviously then cargo ships, so that my economy doesn't fall behind. Let's go Boston. That's a little easier. Chicago's already converted to the correct religion. That's awesome. Philly's converted to the correct religion, and we're now getting the correct amount of pressure, actually. I'm going to go ahead and try and convert Munich using that missionary. Buy another... Ooh, I'm not. Oh, yeah, cargo ship. He wants to peace out and give me Medina. Ooh. 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 Where is Medina? I wish I knew that before you were trying to make peace with me, bro. I might really have, sorry, I was thinking about whether or not I would want to do this. I don't really know here. This is going to be interesting. I think I should go ahead and, rather than take a city that I don't need, I'm just going to take the cocoa. Yeah, Medina's not that great of a city, and I probably would have gotten bored by the fucking Germans for taking it, so I'm not. I'm glad I didn't do that now. I'm just gonna let this be a food money maker because it's not gonna have much else in it. I'm gonna go ahead and try and convert Munich over to it's a slow process. Once again, he's unable to push into
the own.
Wow. Okay, cool. We'll move back to another policy. We've got more politics and rationalism for sure. I now have plenty of pressure to sustain my own religion in my empire, which is all I really ever wanted. There are gems and bananas over here. That could be a potential city. So I'm about to have to pick my ideology. I'm going to go ahead and get navigation too, as a matter of fact. And once I get navigation, I'm going to rush plastics. So I've got a couple of options in front of me here. Typically, with this many cities, I would want to
joyfully to the breeze.
I would want to go order. Freedom is the best for going science victory, but I don't think it would be a bad idea for me to go order here because order is going to give me a bunch of happiness, although I don't really need happiness actually. And I went rationalism. Okay, so here's the thing. You can look at the tenants in each of these by clicking details here. So here are some of the things that freedom does for you in terms of helping you win a science victory that order just doesn't. Specialists consume only half the normal amount of food, which means that your cities will just continue to grow at a really alarming rate even when they are working their specialists. Right now, almost none of my cities are probably working specialists because I have everybody in food focus mode, which means that they're going to work tiles that cause my cities to grow before they work tiles over here. And that's okay, because I needed the citizens right now more than I needed anything else. But you'll notice almost none of my cities actually, except for Atlanta. Atlanta is working its Musicians Guild, which is hilarious. But that'll mean that once I take these cities out of food focus mode, which I'm probably going to do once I adopt my ideology, then I start getting all of those specialists working their individual buildings. Also remember that I took this policy here in rationalism, which is +2 science for every specialist. That's going to give me a lot of science boost once I start working all those specialists. One of the other great policies of freedom is this one right here. Specialists in cities produce half the normal amount of unhappiness, and golden ages are 50% longer. That's another really, really good one. Specialists usually cost you a fair amount of happiness, and with this policy here, they don't. So that's a really good one. Order is great because order gives you just unfathomable amounts of happiness if you have 5 or more cities. +2 local happiness from monuments is a free 10 happiness. +1 local happiness from workshops, factories, and solar, nuclear, and hydro plants is a ton of happiness. +1 happiness from every observatory, public school, and research lab is a ton of happiness. Factories increasing a city's science output by 25% is nice, but it's nowhere near the competition that freedom and rationalism combined will give you. And the 5-year plan is also really good. The 5-year plan is really, really good. +2 production per city and +1 production for every mine and quarry is also really great. But I think considering we're trying to win a science victory, I think freedom is kind of a no-brainer, especially since I'm already doing pretty well on happiness. 20 happiness is pretty good. So I'm going to increase the rate at which my great people are born by 25%, and I'm going to reduce the amount of food that my specialist costs. And now that I'm done with that policy, I'm going to move all of my cities back into default focus, except Chicago. I want Chicago to continue to grow as fast as it possibly can. And now look at my science. It was 400 and something before I took everybody out, and now it's up to 572, which is insane. I want more specialists in the majority of my cities, but I also want to go ahead and win the World's Fair. Choosing the host, that should be me. I do have another 1,000 gold. Oh, this man stole Singapore from me. How rude. I also lost my alliance to Kiev. I want to keep that alliance with Kiev. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 500 gold into there, and I'm going to put 500 gold into... wow, they stole a lot of my city-states. Little dicks. 500 gold into them too. My alliance is back.
以下の件について
Absolutely, let's keep going wine for cotton as long as we can. Fuck you. I already didn't have any business with the likes of you. What the hell is that even mean? Keep stacking my borders with Germany.
تعال دعنا نتاجر.
How about you give me the 7 gold per turn that's actually worth? There you go. Very obvious go to me now. Oh god, I keep getting shit stolen from me. It's annoying. I need to build a constabulary in Washington. This is so obnoxious. Okay, Chicago is continuing to grow as fast as it can. Honestly, I've developed the vast majority of my tiles the way I want them developed, so I'm going to just put these workers in auto-explore mode now. Let's see if those ruins are still there. Most of the bonuses I get from those at this point in the game is going to be really small, but I don't really care. Somebody built your fizzy. Auto. Cargo ships. Where are those? Good cargo ship route. Atlanta to Assur. Alright, I don't like trading with the Assyrians because they've been kind of evil most of this game, but I don't really care anymore. I got a free musketmen from one of my city-state allies. That's not really beneficial to me at this point in the game because I like my Minutemen, but I'll go ahead and take it. Let's go ahead and push my alliance with Singapore back onto the table. Let's go ahead and keep working the World's Fair. I actually should be well in front of the World's Fair. No, I don't need that. Let's build a seaport and stop it in the World's Fair. Yep, I won the World's Fair in a landslide. Cool. Great scientist in Washington. I'm gonna definitely just pop him right there in the desert. That'll probably be the last great scientist that I pop down. Oh, okay, decision time. I got a free policy from winning the World's Fair. A boost to my science would come from free thought, and a happiness would come from. Actually, I don't need the happiness right now. I'm gonna go ahead and take free thought. That pushes me up to 636 science a turn, which is great. I want to start building all of my specialist buildings in Washington now, so I'm going to start with a bank. I'm going to do a seaport in New York, do an observatory in Philly, do a seaport in Atlanta, definitely a seaport in Atlanta.
동지여.
Open borders with the Koreans is great. Fine with that. Got rifling now. Another great work with writing.
I fell asleep.
Got another missionary. Is it worth it to try and convert Munich? Probably not. I will go convert Valletta, that works. We'll convert Valletta.
以下の件についてご賛同
Cargo ship from Atlanta to Graz. Yep, that's definitely still one of my best trade routes. Let's go to the workshop in Washington.
동지여.
Yes, we absolutely want to be friends with the Koreans still. Arabia looks like he wants to start kissing my ass again, which is funny. He's still
السلام
guarded,
عليكم.
but I'm okay with that. So I did end up actually getting that ruins. Let's go see if that one's still there. Let's go ahead and build the Eiffel Tower in New York. Everything else that I want to build in that city has already pretty much been built. I'll build the Taj Mahal in Philadelphia. I'm so far ahead now in tech that I can afford to
우리는
be building
상의해야 할
wonders
것이
at a pretty
많고
ridiculous rate.
서로에게 얻을 수 있는 것이 많소.
No iron, but I'll do the rest.
Es wäre in eurem Interesse, dass ihr dieses Angebot
You want to give
sorgfältig
me your sugar?
prüft.
We have a trade. Nope. Okay. I didn't think you would want to give me your sugar. That's fine. So now one of the cool things about having built Minutemen is that I can go ahead and upgrade these to rifles, and now these are riflemen that move with the speed of scouts. So they get even more ridiculously powerful now. I want Washington to continue working as many specialists as it can. So I'm going to go ahead. Seaport's going to give me some happiness in Washington. I'll work a stock exchange in Atlanta, and I'll adopt the specialist happiness policy there. And haha, look at that! Went from 16 happiness to 30 happiness. Look at us go. Tell that guy to do nothing. Let's vote cultural heritage. Let's vote cultural heritage sites in. Musician's been born in Atlanta. Let's go ahead and upgrade that Minuteman. Let's go ahead and turn him into a great work. Let's go ahead and put the international games up. Put all these riflemen that I just created that are super powered. We'll put those on alert. I'll go ahead and upgrade him to a knight too. Do I have Gatling guns yet? Yeah, I do, but they're too expensive for me to upgrade. Not a big deal. Let's just keep moving on here. Oh, there are actually 2 ruins over there. You go get ruins. Silly little musket man. So I should have. Oh, I'm still 2nd military. That's a bummer. But I'm number 1 in literally everything else, which is cool. alert. I want Valletta converted my religion. Give Valletta some religion. Boston. Oh yeah, I kind of want to see a little bit more of the world. Let's get a couple of caravans up. I don't like you. I'll denounce you. Get over it. Vilnius is mine. Great scientist in New York. Okay, so all of these are generating plus 10 for me, so combined it's plus 30 science a turn, which is a pretty good amount. But we're at a point now where I'm making 744 science a turn, and that number is only going to continue to skyrocket when I get research labs built. So I'm going to go ahead and just bulb these guys for Discover Technology at this point. And what I did just get, that technology that I just researched gave me the Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty is probably one of the best wonders in the game, especially, you can only get it if you go Freedom, but it gives you +1 production from specialists in every city, plus a free social policy. That +1 production from every specialist is ridiculous. If you just go around your cities and count number of specialists, I have like 6 in Washington, I have 6 in New York, I have a few, well, I don't have as many as I would like in Boston actually, but that's okay. I still have 5 in Boston. I have a bunch in Philly, I have a bunch in Atlanta, like I have specialists all over the place. That building is going to be a huge benefit to my empire, so definitely want to research, definitely want to complete that building as early as you can. Even if you're not necessarily afraid that somebody else is going to beat you to it, you should go ahead and finish that building anyways, just because it is ridiculously good. One of the other things that I've noticed is that I have aluminum here. My city was converted. You came back again? What is the matter with you? Are you just daft?
السلام عليكم. ما هذا؟ ما هذا؟
This man is insane. Boston got converted too. What the fuck, man? I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that, but I don't have a choice. I'll take happiness from immense banks and stock exchanges. Some missionary over there. And dude, at this point,
السلام عليكم.
I'm done dealing with your fucking missionaries. You just don't know when to stop. I've tried telling you. Oh, I got a pop ruin. I got a pop ruin on turn 201. That's fun. This is great. That means I have 50 techs discovered, and the next closest person to me has 42 techs discovered. I'm really, really good with that.
Bam.
And I just got plastics, so this game is gonna be out of reach for everybody real soon. I'm gonna set that ironclad on auto explore. Gilded it with great profit. Research labs everywhere, and now that I have research labs, I'm pretty much free reign to the end of the game. So I'm gonna go ahead and do satellites. I don't care. I'll upgrade you a frigate. Send you in exploring mode too. Oh, cool. I like free money. Okay.
동지여,
Yes, please.
우리는
Okay. so I'm not gonna bulb just yet. Vienna probably gives me the least likelihood of being plundered. There's a camel archer. Ooh, Arabia is like super duper unhappy. That's great. You know what I can do? I can go in with these alliances without having to go to war with Germany. That's awesome. Get your missionaries out of here, you cunt.
Aaron.
I don't want to enter. Oh, right. That goes in my way. Damn. Not a big deal. I'm gonna clear that encampment there. Bulb on electronics. We'll go ahead and upgrade y'all. Oh, you know what? Before I get electronics, I need to see oil. Let's go ahead and get refrigeration. I'm gonna do some of these things. Oh, shoot, kill those missionaries.
안녕하시오.
Oh,
Alright, cool. So I'm keeping my kind of core alliance over here with Korea and Japan, which is great because it means that every time they have also denounced Arabia, which means that by declaring war on Arabia, since that's a sale that they've denounced, they don't care that I'm declaring war on them. They're just overlooking that, which is great. And now I can just actually tell you to heal, tell you to alert, and then I say you to explore, and you can shoot more Arabian missionaries. No, because every time I make peace with you, you send more missionaries into my land. We're not making peace.
Those are...
That's the last thing we're gonna do. Oh, piss off. Saw that missionary running way over there. Yep, kill that missionary. Bye, bye, bye. Let's put another policy into freedom. Let's go. Oh yeah, this is a great policy. Ooh, but that would also give me another. No, I think I need that one. I'm gonna go ahead and go that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just upgrade all of these to infantry. This would cost me 80 gold for each of them. That's not a bad deal, especially considering the strength that these things now wield. Oh yeah, and I have research labs, which means I also need to upgrade all of these guys too. Which means these over here that were Minutemen now become infantry with the power of scout movement, which is phenomenal. Equips itself with things. Oh. Haha! Bro, you just like this man likes to argue. Alright, I got Statue of Liberty and Eiffel Tower in the same term, which basically means I am effectively unstoppable. In terms of the demographics, yeah, I am now #1 across the board. Nobody is gonna touch me for a very, very long time. Assyria hopefully will just fall on a pipe. Little stupid bitch. I should go send some of my infantry over there and figure out where Palenque is and just go liberate Palenque. That'll piss him off. I'll upgrade all these into full-time infantry. another free policy. I'm gonna go ahead and take the policy that allows me to buy spaceship parts with gold. Set them up on alert. Yeah, against naval units. And kill the missionary, please. Research lab. Research lab. 50 units. Auto Explorer.
Deutschland ist zerstört.
Kill the missionary.
You have to.
Is he doing okay?
おう
Has he lost any
先に
cities?
進め
I don't think he's lost any cities.
Eia, nismata tahat.
Bruh, the bloodthirsty one shows his
Give me
face
a-
coming from you? That's rich. Okay, so he hasn't taken any of the Japanese cities yet. I'll certainly try and keep an eye on making sure he doesn't as much as I can. Let's keep searching for missionaries from Arabia in case more show up. Look at all these great people. Gotta
And he
love
would have passed a plan.
Preparation. Keep hunting for missionaries. Shoot a unit. Thank you. Let's pass the games. Hey, I did that. Okay, choose research. Actually, let's go ahead and get penicillin and then get satellites. I should be like way ridiculously in front now in literacy. Yep, 67%. World average is 54. I'm way ridiculously in front now. This is a prime example of why you want to build your science buildings first at all costs, because it just snowballs as you go down the road. I do have another spy to use. I don't really think I have. Oh, Genoa. I lost Genoa? Oh no. Bad Austria. Go away. I need Genoa. Fuck out of there. I want to keep Kiev's culture bonus, so I'm actually going to go ahead and move that spy into Kiev. Because the culture bonuses I'm getting from Kiev are just
以下の件
fucking
について
nice.
ご参
I'm about to finish research labs in almost all of my cities, which is wonderful. He's got a cannon over there, which is nothing, literally. I'm just going to literally sit that guy here and wait for any of his units to come out. Put you on auto-produce. Start working on the international games. Start working on the games. Start working on the games. Well, let's repeal these. Let's repeal ban luxury wine. And I'm trading for wine and copper, I think, from somebody. Riga joins Austria by marriage. Oh, great. Austria's continuing this process of just joining up everybody who they can sign on. Can I kill that worker? Yay. Dead Arabian worker. Let's work on the games. Let's work on the games. I'm now making over 1,000 science a turn. Hooray. This game is pretty much in hand at this point. I'm just kind of playing
You're
it.
nothing but.
Chicago has finally started to grow a pretty fair bit here. Let's go ahead and get Chicago University, and let's queue up an amphitheater and a temple as soon as it's done with the university. Dude, go to hell.
There's a basic.
Okay, cool. Now it's time for battleships. This will absolutely scare the rest of the world into submission. Nobody's gonna touch me with battleships in my fucking. Choose host, me, yes. Cargo ship. Let's go to Graz. I'm going to Graz because it's safe. If I go anywhere else, I have to sail past Salzburg, which is an Arabian city. That I actually could liberate. That would be potentially very amusing for me to do. Actually, I wonder if I could...
السلام عليكم. ماذا كنت تقول؟
Give me Salzburg.
ممتاز.
I'm gonna grade that. That works.
동지여,
تعال. دعنا نتاجر.
And Arabia wants to be friends now. Literally, this is funny. I don't think I've ever seen this before. I make peace with a man. Take one of his cities in the peace deal, and on the following turn, he wants to declare friendship with me? I mean, I'm amused, but I'm pretty sure that Korea and Japan have both denounced you, so I don't really want to do that.
Wars made.
My rifleman was shot by an archer? Peace out with Vatican. What rifleman and what archer? Oh, this guy. Oh, let's go kill that camp real quick, because that should be more than qualified to do so right now.
以下の件
Open borders with my friends, the Japanese, is perfectly
تعال.
fine.
دعنا نتاجر.
I'll definitely go cotton for cocoa since you want to be friends. Yeah, I'll take advantage of your friendly nature. No doubt. I should be winning the international games. Actually, what I am going to do is I'm going to send my battleships on an exploration tour of duty. Since I don't need them to defend me right now, I would rather go ahead and beat the rest of the world. And now that I'm in peace, I can finally make trades with people I want to make trades with. Just keep exploring, please. I got my great profit back, so I can go reconvert my cities. I'll just use that rifleman to stomp out these ancient era barbarian
以下の
units.
件についてご賛同いただけれ
Definitely
ば
not gonna hand you 28 gold per turn for free, bud. I'm so sorry. That's
Ich
not
sehe,
happening.
ihr bewundert meinen neuen Damast. Soll
Take that
keiner
for
sagen, ich sei eine
I gave you a
ungerechte
free
Frau.
city back.
Treffen wir eine
Give me your
Abmachung.
sugar. I gave you back a city that you lost to the Arabs over 800 years ago. That's the gratitude I get? How rude. Now I have railroads, which means my workers that are on automate should go ahead and clear all that for me. I'm getting policies at a ridiculously fast rate, which is fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and start actually taking some of these things in patronage now. Just to milk this. Let's reconvert Philadelphia to Judaism, finally. 36 faith per turn is not shit. I'm surprised I've been able to maintain my religion in my capital, to be honest. Promotion will clear that encampment.
Die Welt ist zum Erbarmen.
I have no interest in forgiving you for literally anything. My military is so ridiculously powerful that I'm using battleships as scouts, so that's how my game's going. And clear out the rest of those units. kind of want to take that profit and send it to Arabia just to piss him off. Little shithead's been annoying me all the damn game. I just want to go ahead and convert Munich, actually. Oh yeah, there's ruins right there. I'll take those. For sure. Yay, meeting city-states. Good job. And fuck it, let's just go try and convert Berlin. We'll see what happens. 13 culture. Yay. I'm just going to finish out the games. It's whatever at this point. I'm going to go in the landslide. Yep, and that's going to double my tourism and give me another free social policy because I don't have those. Alright, and now at this point, we're just finishing up the end game. So I'm going to start building factories and hospitals in all of my cities. Let's go ahead and convert Berlin. This has been fun. Look, there's more pressure from my origin than from fucking Arabia's now, finally.
تهانية.
I'm not gonna forgive you for jack squat. Okay. Oh, I need to get my trade routes back too. Okay, Washington to Assur. Jeez, that's amazing. I only have 3 trade routes up and I'm making 124 gold return. That's fucking fantastic, dude. I love that. I'll trade that since I realize now that I forgot to do that. Maria Theresa has declared war on Harun al-Rashid. She really wants to get Baghdad.
Mahera Ebishak gets zip.
No. How about we just exchange embassies?
تعال دعنا
let's build a stock exchange first and then I'll start building all my cargo ships.
동지여, 우리는 상의해야 할 것이 많고 서로에게 얻을 수 있는 것이 많소.
If you want it, that's fine. I just want my 70th turn.
Deutschland ist.
Syria went order. Okay. Not surprised, really.
A good rule.
Oh, wow. Germany settled Dusseldorf and Stuttgart on Assyria's continent. That seems like a bold thing to do. And he hasn't been able to do anything to the Japanese, which is great. I'm glad to see that. Let's go stock exchanges across all my cities. Actually, I should probably go hospitals, but it's really whatever at this point. That should show me the rest of the world. It does. Awesome. Which means I can bring back all of my exploration units. And yeah, he sure did, man. He must have just burned the rest of the Mayan cities. That's just cruel. Damn. The Mayans had pretty good land too. Look at all that salt, man. Oh, there's a city there. The Mayans must have had a city there that the Assyrians burned. Rough. Wow. Alright, well, that's always entertaining to see. The Assyrians are just brutal, man. You don't want to spawn next to them. They get those siege towers up and they start rumbling. That's not good. I'm glad the Japanese have been able to fend them off so far. I'm actually going to go ahead and give this battleship to the Japanese. And they can use it to defend the rest of their territory from Assyria. Okay. Go ahead, B-17s. I love B-17s. B-17s are amazing. I want to build a lot of those, but I want to build a bunch of cargo ships first. Actually, I want to build all of the cargo ships. And the rest of my cities can build B-17s. B-17s. Oh, Chicago needs the rest of its education buildings. Let's not ban incense and let's unban wine, please. And now that I have satellites, we are in the end game. So I'm just going to select all of these techs that I need to get my spaceship parts, and I am pretty much just going to let the rest of the game coast.
Ich sehe, ihr bewundert meinen 9. Mast. Soll keiner sagen, ich sei...
I'll be friends with Austria. Austria seems to be keeping themselves at war with the Arabians for me, which is nice. Bring all these units back home. I'll start sending cargo ships out to everybody from Washington. Did it reveal any more ruins on the map that I need to deal with? I didn't think it did. Let's go ahead and give this unit to the Japs. What else to do with it? Give this unit to the Japs too. Let's make a proposal. International Space Station would definitely help me get closer to winning this game. Give this unit to the Japanese. Wouldn't be surprised if I start to see cities of Arabia getting pummeled. Let's build a bubble. Let's get... Yeah, let's get more gold. Gold's good. Vote myself in. Oh, need a conversion.
おうちゃんと聞いておる。
Oh, that space was occupied. I knew that. Give them that unit too. I should get them off the bottom. Yeah, it did. Awesome. Cool. Germany went order 2. That's unfortunate. Yep, cool. They took Baghdad. I have the pointies and sticks by a large margin. Send more cargo ships. New York to Kyoto is better. Honestly, I'm just gonna keep sending everything out of Washington. Washington's got the best gold. Oh yeah, I guess we should go ahead and probably build Oxford. I'm gonna send infantry, and I guess we'll go ahead and send that marine down here too.
Yep.
Do I have uranium anywhere in my empire? I don't, so I may need to go settle for some uranium. Where is there some uranium? There's some up there. Yeah, I saw the stuff down here too, but that's really not that much, and that would require me to settle a really, really bad city. And I don't like settling bad cities just to get strategic resources. I think I can win this game without nukes. So I'm gonna try and win this game without nukes. Yeah, like I said, I don't think I'll need nuclear bombs to win this game. I should be able to win it with everything else too. I probably will win the game before anybody else actually even gets nukes. So I'm fine with that. Sam's great. Another cargo ship. Go. Build a hospital. Build a hospital. Now I have an Air Force too, which is awesome. Germany's denounced Assyria. Everybody's denouncing Assyria. Hooray. I'm kind of tempted to go actually send some battleships over here to Palenque and just try and liberate them before the end of the game here, actually. Okay, another scientist. Hold them as much as I can. I get a free tech. I'll take advanced ballistics. Got another cargo ship. Send that to Riga. Got a great profit. Oh, that's cool. Who do I want to convert? I don't really keep converting the Germans. Might as well. And then let's build the Apollo program. And let's build B-17. This is city defense on Palenque, a 58. So a couple of battleships would knock that down immediately. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'll make that a late game goal. I'll try and liberate Palenque. Korea denounced Austria. Hopefully Korea goes freedom. I'd like for them to be friends with them though.
Tom opened his...
I have spies, but I don't really have anything to do with them. I'm winning the culture victory by a large margin. Give that to the Japs.
Ich sehe, ihr bewundert meinen neuen Damast. Soll keiner sagen.
B-17's in place. Let's go ahead and start stocking on Palenque there. The Japs. And yeah, honestly, I want to build a couple of battleships. I'm going to liberate Palenque. Shouldn't need any more than that. Honestly, 2 should be able to do the job since they're ranged 3. Just moving back home. Let's convert Berlin. Your turn for a research lab, I believe. But it's time to finally put you into default focus. 16's about as big as you're gonna get. There's just not that much food around
Ich
you.
sehe.
Ideology. Korea went autocracy. We're gonna lose our friendship with Korea.
Oh.
That's a bummer. Great merchant. We got those all game. I guess let's go try and convert those. Means we can go get Vatican City. No real harm in that. See how quickly I can get an ironclad over to Palenque.
동지여,
Ich sehe, ihr bewundert.
Make my workers sail to Palenque. Let's build a couple of settlers for Palenque too, because the Mayans are going to need some cities if they want to survive.
以下の件について
Borders with the Japanese is fine by me.
تعال دعنا نتابع.
I'm fine with that. start building our spaceship parts. Purchase the ones that we can. Purchase while another one just starting to station in my cities. That's a bummer. So we start purchasing as many of these as we can. Oh, we're out of gold. 6 short. Alright, not a big deal. Honestly, I'm going to win this game in a very short period of time, especially making 300 gold a turn. I'll go ahead and build that booster in New York, that's fine. I'll buy the next one in their city, that's okay too. Let's go ahead and just start doing, I guess, medical labs in the rest of my cities here. Go convert Hamburg. Ooh, Hamburger sounds really good right now that I'm looking at the city of Hamburg. Tactics. Another worker with nothing to do. Let's complete the cockpit. Let's complete that booster. Let's move the settler over here for the Mayans. Where should I settle this? Yeah, right there. Settle that city for the Mayans. Convert that German city. I guess we'll. Oh wait, no. I'll purchase that as a booster. And to change the change anything else. Purchase the booster. Back to something else that's useful. What else? Sure. Evil units. See, all I have to do is stop my liberation of the mines because of y'all. I'm not happy about that.
以下の件についてご賛同いただければ、まこ
I'm not leaving Genoa. I need Genoa. Oh, okay, there's another encampment up there. That's a good deal. Cargo ships. New York to Kyoto. Bet. Great profit to Cologne. Battleship destroy privateer. Ironclad destroy privateer. Continue to sail. Add the SS booster to the ship.
Ich sehe, ihr bewundert
Definitely
meinen
not
neuen
handing out
Domat.
that much gold, especially not when I'm trying to win the game by buying spaceship parts. Japanese and the Assyrians made peace. That's a legit thing. I'm good with that. Let's go convert Cologne. Let's clear the way for. Let's get Washington and airport. Let's go New York to Kyoto. Let's go Great Merchant to Vatican City.
Mahera Epishak gets zip.
Because I'm gonna declare war on this motherfucker here in a second, anyways. That actually is one of the better routes. Yeah, the best route. That's my third best route. Oh, I'm getting ready to declare war on him actually. Nope. Let's go to Graz. Does it really matter? Free extra gold, I'll take that. Let's move this spine. Okay, the whole I'm gonna see what units he's got around it. Space station. Space station. I should do that in no time. Yeah, let's go back to that. God damn it, there's a fucking... Of course there's a loose piece. Fresh battleship. Need him over there. But I'm not gonna bring him this. Not really.
Any man.
I should only be one part away from winning now. Let's check my victory progress. Yep, all I need is, I think that's the cockpit. What is that I need? The stasis chamber. It's a stasis chamber that I need. Yeah, I'm actually still several turns away from that. That's unfortunate. Not a big, huge deal, but still. Alright, I'll just keep working on my tourism while I'm finishing that up. Maybe for this one. Let's keep you up front. Tire, can you deal with that Play-Thru? Oh, actually, the Japanese battleship might have killed it. That would have been nice. I think that's everything out of Chicago that I can build. Actually, I'm not going to build any much towards that. Actually, build workshops and forges and things. Let's go Chicago. Workshop followed by a forge, followed by a seaport. Things for Chicago. Sit tight. Try not to. Just a bit more on Bismarck. Oh, that's rude. Oh, looks like she had the same idea I did. So we're get some cities and allies here. Just throw in a few of these. Panama City wants gold. Okay. I'll give you gold. It's no problem. Wait, they're still allied with the Japs. Oh my god. Oh wow, she's bringing a huge force over here. She had the same idea I did. Look at this. This bitch.
동지여,
She's gonna force my hand. Yeah, she is. She's gonna force my fucking hand. Oh my god. I don't want you to do that. want to bring the Mayans back to life. You don't understand. I have a greater goal. Let's see, were you just willing?
Grüß Gott.
Alright, I had to try.
Eia, nismata tahat.
A maelstrom of death shall
Ja,
envelop us
Burusa.
both. I doubt it. I kind of got way better than I seemed to. I'm so sorry. This is gonna hurt. Yeah, this is gonna go real fast. Okay. Where is she saying?
Deutschland ist
Doch olal discolo. Kuyalal tenjak akal. Malopkin, anaktitej. Lekustile juntilov yan ululul yokoltin teche un pachtal un mertalel bashake. Malopkin, anaktitej. Ma kabet. Lekustile juntilov yan ululul yokoltin teche un pachtal.
以下の件についてご賛同。
Es wäre in eurem Interesse, dass ihr dieses Angebot sorgfältig prüft.
Rek'uxt'ile chuntzilop yan ululul yokolt'in teche un p'aqt'al un mertalel.
Alright, well that was fun.
Es wäre in eurem Interesse,
Oh
dass
yeah, because they just adopted freedom. That's fine.
Come.
You're allied. I gave them several battleships. That should definitely help keep them alive for the time being.
Die Welt ist zum Erbarmen.
The impact.
Alright, and that should be the ball game. Stasis chamber. Apples normally unit is stationed in the city. Oh, it's Prophet. Ah, it's the Prophet that just went there. Alright, fine. Okay. Why did none of the workers that I have build railroads? That should have been a thing that was done, like, forever ago. Alright, well I win the game next turn. It was a fun one. Just take the internet, I guess. Doesn't really matter at this point. There. Fuck you. I think my damn life depends on it. I want to go ahead and settle that city and give it to the Mayans real fast.
Maalopkin, anak titej. Ha.
Alright, and that's the game. 1989 is not a bad space victory. I'll certainly take it. It's not the earliest I've ever won it, but it's close.
You have achieved victory through mastery of science. You have conquered the mysteries of nature and led your people on a voyage to a brave new world. Your triumph will be remembered as long as the stars burn in the night sky.
God, the Mayans just didn't settle any cities, did they? They waited forever to settle a city. They probably went piety, that was probably the problem. Yep, they just lost, wow, they just straight up lost a city. They lost their capital before they ever settled another city. That's sad. I hate that. Poor Mayans. Just got bullied. Alright, well, that was fun. At the end of the game, the Mayans showed back up there. That's always nice. My American empire was just ridiculous. And of course, the demographics at the end of the game reflect that I was just being a bully there. You know, the Mayans came back to life at 36% literacy, which isn't great, but, you know, I gave them some battleships and whatnot, so hopefully they were going to hang on for a minute. You know, it was fun to be able to revive them. But 70 million pop, and then #1 in literally all categories is exactly how a game like this should go. 93% literacy when most of the rest of the world was in the 60s or 70s is probably a really good indicator that I was just kicking booty that game. One of the other things that you can take a look at is where you were at in the graphs in terms of science per turn and several other things. You can see my line right there is actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to make another thing out of this. I haven't made a new episode of the game. I thought I was going to do this into multiple tiny episodes, but I just decided not to. You can watch it in chunks for all I care. Yeah, so, yeah, you can tell my science per turn number was up in front the vast majority of this game. And then as we got to the later stages of the game, I just peeled way far away from the rest of the world and closed out the rest of my tech tree in absolutely no time. That is exactly what you want to see as you get towards the end of games, so definitely a good thing there. Population was always pretty much near the top, except for, yep, Assyria was ahead of me there for a little bit in the early game, but once we got into Anno Domini AD era, we skyrocketed once again. My total land number was also really good. I was happy with the number of cities that I was able to settle without going too terribly unhappy. That was a good thing. Yeah, that population number was just untouchable. Having that much population, and I was actually doing really well in culture that game too. But the number of known techs was the other one. This is the one. This is the one that kills. This is the one that wins games and kills your opponents. We weren't that far away from each other, coming up to about 1400 or so AD. But man, once we pulled up into the 1600s, I started running away with it. And once I hit research labs, this is why I say research labs are literally the most ridiculous unit, the most ridiculous building in the game. Once I hit research labs right about 1800 or so, I just went off to the races and nobody could touch me. That's just a beautiful thing. The first person to get research labs, you see that part of the graph just go absolutely nuts. I was ahead of the rest of the graph here, and just by a little bit. And then once I got to my labs, I was untouchable. It was phenomenal. But yeah, good overall game. Of course, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'm going to upload this entire thing to my Google Drive, and I'll send you the link so you can watch both of them. Good luck.